everybody. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello. Thursday, and here we are. It is June the 5th, and we are live.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Scott. I know. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's nice.
Nice trying.
I'm at a 7 right now. You're about an 8.5. So let's, if we can match.
So
You come up.
Should I come up?
You come up.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll match you, Scott. Don't worry.
Okay.
How we feeling today? Good? Supposed to rain today?
Yeah.
Oh,
Supposed to
good.
tornado today? I don't know.
Hopefully not.
Yesterday was a surprise.
Yeah. That came out of nowhere.
Quite
Yeah.
a surprise to get a tornado in my backyard yesterday. That was interesting.
You okay?
My socks got wet. We're good.
Wow.
I feel terrible for you, man.
We're good. You know what? I had to pick my daughter up from cheer practice. We were at the middle school, Rockwood Valley, and I'm sitting in the pickup line. And I'll go a little early. You know, I'll sit in my car. That's why, you know, I'll answer emails and, you know, I'll put on an interesting podcast sometimes and just, you know, sit there by myself. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. You know, Rafe sent a podcast over to me to listen to. It was about Prince's Nothing Compares to You, the origin of that story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in the pickup line. I'm second to go pick up the girl. Great. Look at me. Second. Number 2. And all of a sudden, it starts getting dark. And I go, huh. Yeah, it's been kind of raining on and off all day today, but this is peculiar. Like, this is a little darker than I thought it would get. In fact, I was paying attention to Lern's weather reports yesterday.
Hey, I said rain off and on, and
Off and on.
wind speeds up to
told us.
17 miles per hour.
17 miles an hour, nothing to worry about.
Which to me, there was nothing to worry about. Also, like, when we're done at 10, like, it's on to Donnie to give you the news and Liv to give you the weather news.
Well, they don't do weather.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm doing the weather for the morning commute.
Where are your
Okay.
Listen, where are your weather people? So all of a sudden, then I get the alert, like tornado warning. No, it wasn't even like a tornado watch. It went straight to warning. Mm-hmm. Usually, you get the watch 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This went straight to warning.
Yeah, I bundled up my cats and threw them in the basement with a treat with me immediately. I go, oh, great.
I mean, this went straight to warning. And I go, oh, this is odd.
Yeah.
Lern never said anything about tornadoes today.
If you're scapegoating me into people losing their roofs yesterday, I'm going to kill you.
Well, there's nothing you could do about that.
Well, because Moon texted yesterday, he's like, did you mention about the tornadoes later this afternoon? And
What?
Well, Moon's in Canada, so he's doing his thing.
He doesn't care
He
about
doesn't
us.
care about us. He's in Canada.
He's in Goldfinger.
So I turn on, I turn off the podcast, and I take my phone out. I turn on Steve Templeton.
Which is who you should really listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Radio disc jockeys are stupid when it comes to weather.
Yes. So Templeton, by the time I turn Templeton on, he's already got his sleeves up. And I go, whoa. His sleeves are already up. Mm-hmm. And he goes, hey, be careful, Wildwood off Route 109. And I go, oh, that's exactly where I am.
great.
So I shut the car off and I run into the school.
Yeah.
And a couple of the other parents who were in the pickup line as well.
How did you run in? Did you walk briskly? Did you
I
run?
ran.
Okay.
I ran.
And that was cool. They let folks hunker down there.
Well, I mean, what are they going to do? They lock the doors?
Yeah.
The tornado sirens are going off. What are
Not
they going to
this
put?
guy.
I'm imagining them putting like broomsticks in the door handle so nobody gets in. So I run in. All the cheerleaders were already in the hallway, in the sitting down in storm position.
Did your daughter say to you, Dad, you're embarrassing me when you walked in?
No, she was concerned. She had texted me saying, hey, run inside.
Good.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, wow, you really do care.
She loves you.
Yeah. How about that?
You really
Do not talk to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
say anything
Don't make eye
stupid.
contact.
Run inside.
This is between us.
Put on overalls, grab a mop, pretend to be a janitor. Do not make eye contact with me.
Don't
Right.
talk to me. Pretend we don't know each other. Fine. But secretly, I know you care.
You're a ride.
Yeah, how else are you getting home? So,
Smart.
yeah, I mean, out of nowhere. And then finally, the all clear. We get to go home and driving home. And at the top of my subdivision, there's a house with what had a metal roof. Not anymore. Blew off, scattered all over the place.
Golly.
So, according to the weather people, radar did pick up a tornado in the Chesterfield, Clarkson Valley, Wildwood area, especially near Kerrs Mill and Strecker, just before 3. Right around when the National Weather Service issued a tornado warning, though there had not been a tornado watch beforehand, which was quite unusual. At first, it seemed like the main concern would be rain and thunderstorms, but as the afternoon went on, I guess the tornado risk became very real. And according to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, about 6 homes in West St. Louis County have reported minor damage so far, but thankfully nobody was hurt, so all good.
Yeah. Our area, the sirens were going off, and I just basically gotten to finally start taking my nap, and the sirens go off, and so I put the dogs downstairs originally just thinking, well, I'm going to go continue my nap, and then my wife calls. I was like, dang it, I'll be talking to her for a while, because she was I didn't realize Chesterfield, she showed me the video, and it was nuts over there.
Yeah,
She was at.
real quick, too.
Yeah, because it was still kind of, it was like this color where I was. It wasn't terrible.
Did you stay on the phone with her while the storm passed?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and I kept going on the porch to watch, and I'm like, nothing's happening.
Yeah, I
Over
call
there.
my wife and I go, where are you? She goes, I'm upstairs. I go, get the hell downstairs. What are you doing?
Yeah.
She goes, I'm looking out the window. I go,
She's smart.
Where was your son? Work.
no, he was with her.
Okay.
I go, both of yous. Take the dogs and go downstairs.
I took the cats downstairs, gave them a treat. They hate it. And then I realized I hadn't finished Jerry's peace pole that I've been painting on for like a month solid. And Father's Day's coming up. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to sit down here, ride the storm out, Kevin Cronin style, paint this damn pole.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I did. I finished it. Looks beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice. Nice. Wildwood residents living near 109 and Blum Farm Road, which is where I am. Damage from the storm, but nothing bad. Everything's all right. Anything today? Learn?
No, it's going to be mild today. So obviously it looks the same as it did yesterday.
That's what they want you to think.
And then it's going to rain on and off, but doesn't look like it's going to rain for very long.
This whole tornado thing, they're trying to,
Yeah.
they want you to think they're not hiding, but they're coming out of nowhere.
I know. I hate it. I don't like extreme weather, and I feel like it's more prominent now than it's ever been. And why is that? Is it more prominent, or do we just know more about it because we're all on high alert more?
I don't know. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he's like, it's an El Nino thing. And whenever somebody brings up El Nino, all I think is Chris Farley dressed as, I'm El Nino.
I think of
From
Il
SNL.
Nino, the band from 2000s.
In Spanish, that means the Nino.
Ah, yes.
So good.
Then it comes in like 10 to 15-year cycles. Listen, I'm no meteorologist. I have no idea. All I know is I'm hearing a lot about tornadoes this spring.
Yeah.
More than I think I've heard in a very, very, very long time.
Back to Templeton real fast. So after things had settled down, Templeton put the blazer back on. And I thought, I don't want this.
No, everything's all clear.
I know, but I go, in my head, I'm going, did some producer or some executive say, Steve, they're talking about your sleeves online, get the jacket on? Because if they take this away from us, I'm going to riot.
No. The all clear was given. Sleeves back up, full sleeves again, and jacket on.
I honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen him in a jacket.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
quite appalled yesterday.
I watch him during his regular evening newscasts, and he is, unless there is extreme weather, he is fully suited up.
So is that so people just know it's like if they see the jacket, it's
All good.
everything's
He
good,
said that
it's
when he
good.
was here. He said when they know, when the
Okay.
jacket's off, when the sleeves are rolled up, like he's working.
Mm-hmm.
It's serious time. That's by design. And when he was in here a couple weeks ago, kind
Casual
of in
Steve.
civilian clothes,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't love it. I'll be
I
honest
did.
with you.
He looked younger. I was like, you're one of us.
No, he did look younger.
Like and I don't even know how old he is, but like on the screen, I think he's my dad. And then when he was here, I was like, you're my boyfriend. So I don't know what that means.
Did you ask Steve Templeton to be your dad?
No. Steve, will you be my daddy? What?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Rafe was
And he
all
said
over
yes, which is nice.
He maced me right after, but yeah. I heard a yes somewhere in the cloud.
No, that's his whole thing. When he's got when he's fully jacketed, when he's got the blazer on, the whole thing, that means we're all good. No need to worry. Sleeves rolled up. When he's just in his white shirt and tie,
Chaos.
chaos. No, it's chaos when his shirt's off.
That's threat level midnight.
When he's showing his nipple rings, you know.
I don't want to be alive for when those nipple rings come out.
When they
Well,
changle. And
That's like end of the earth, end of the world stuff.
Right.
Speaking of end of the world, headline.
I know.
What?
I know where we're going.
Where are we going?
We're going to 2030 right now?
We're gonna go there.
Okay. Oh, great. 2 headlines.
We're gonna get to 2030.
Okay.
You know the 2030 story?
Oh, yeah. I buy the books. I follow the
boy.
psychics. Yeah. Back to you.
We're going to get into all that stuff. Stand by. I think maybe worse news is headline first and only Hooters location in the city closes its doors.
What the hell?
That's it.
The one downtown by Keener Plaza?
That's it. It's over.
This is upsetting.
Hooters has officially pulled out of St. Louis City.
Where do they exist now?
Did
Just
they
South
put a
County?
big baggy sweater over the restaurant?
Yeah.
Just make everybody sad.
They should do that.
It's a giant baggy sweater. They just the crane raises it down over the building and covers it up.
And Tap starts playing.
I don't know. We're in mourning here on this radio program.
Yeah. As somebody with Hooters, I'm really upset.
So if you've been craving those wings and a trip to Hooters in downtown St. Louis, well, there is some disappointing news.
What are the dads
Doggone
going to
it.
do?
The city's one and only Hooters restaurant has officially closed its doors. This is the one on 7th and Chestnut.
On Chestnut.
Oh.
And that's by design.
I know.
The familiar spot
I don't
was
like
found locked up this week with a sign on the front door simply reading closed. Please visit at one of our other locations.
They say, sorry, pervs.
No big send off. No pomp, no circumstance. Just a quiet goodbye.
We knew this was coming, though. We reported on this earlier in the year that they are done, right? They've changed things. They may change things.
They
but
may change
they're
things up, but
closing
this,
locations.
I mean, listen, and as you mentioned, the closure is not totally out of the blue. Hooters' parent company filed for bankruptcy last year. They've been shutting down dozens of locations all across the country. Now, that list includes the St. Louis City location.
Yeah, you never think it's going to happen to you, you know, and then it does. And
You
here
don't
we
know
are.
what you got till it's gone, and it's gone, guys. If you were with your buddies going, hey, next Friday, Hooters, nope.
Yep.
See what happens?
Nobody thinks they're a statistic until they become one.
Yeah.
I mean, my history with the downtown Hooters is a long history. When I first moved to St. Louis back in 2003, when the radio station was down at Union Station, there was the big Hooters at the mall there.
Yeah.
At the mall at Union Station on the second floor.
That was a cool location.
It was the place.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was.
you'd wine and dine sponsors at the Hooters. Take a business lunch, a businessman's lunch.
That or hula hands. Because that was there, too.
I thought, isn't there one out here? Is that one gone?
There's one on Page still.
Yeah, the one on Page.
Yeah, the one up by
That's gone?
Westport.
No, it's still there, I believe.
The Lackland, right?
Yeah, right next to the old Quick Trip.
I don't know.
And then there's one off of Lindbergh, like right before you get to Illinois, like Lindbergh and Lee May Ferry, I think.
I don't know. I just remember there was one near the Funny Bone.
Yeah,
There'll be a lot of open mic comedians who are very sad if that one's closed. But I don't know. I haven't been there
It's the
in
one off Lackland.
years. So I'm just curious if there's not one anywhere in the St. Louis region, or is this just in the city
There is.
limits?
You have to head out to the
Still good.
suburbs to get
Okay.
your Hooters fix.
Well-
As for downtown St. Louis, it is truly the end of an era. No more wings, no more orange shorts, no more Hooters on 7th Street.
Dang.
And that's it. We salute you, downtown Hooters. Goodbye.
Bye.
The universe balanced out.
Yep.
What do you
Why's
mean?
that?
Well, I thought I saw a story about a new place opening up.
Called Chesticles.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the sports bar for women?
Yeah, that's it.
The sports bra.
It's called the
Sports bra.
sports bra.
And it's one of like a handful of expansions of that. I believe it's a West Coast idea right out of Seattle or something.
Yeah,
Because originally it was
it's
The universe abhors a vacuum.
well, it's supposed to be a sports bar that is specific for women. Will show only women's sports.
yeah.
Good luck. I wish nothing but the best.
I'm going to drag you there, and we're going to watch a game.
I'm a Hot Shots man.
Well, fine.
I'm a Hot Shots man.
I'm a sports bra.
You would have to
because
you
I
would
wear
have
them all the
to-
time. I have
you
one on
would
right
have
now.
to go to my
As
house,
do I.
chloroform me,
Oh, I will.
tie me up, throw me in the back of a car,
Don't threaten me with a good time. Okay?
and when I come to, I go, "Where am I?" You're at the sports bra.
And there's women everywhere.
What do we do here? We do Pilates and watch the WNBA.
Cat yoga. And here's a daiquiri.
No.
Sanctuary.
That's all right. Rafe will be surrounded by breasts and be happy, okay? And not you. Not you, sir.
I don't want to go.
And not you, Scott.
It's
All
not
right,
for me.
fine.
It's not. Hey, speaking of Scott, by the way, I read a story, and man, this has King Scott written all over it. In fact, when you see the picture of this guy I'm talking about, this is your brother.
Okay.
Like, this is your brother. And the guy's name is Chapman Hamburg.
Oh, boy.
And ham. Why does that sound?
Chapman Hamburg.
Sounds cool already.
Cue the Herbie Hancock.
A California dad was out for a routine stroll with his newborn daughter when things took an unexpected turn. So the guy's name, again, Chapman Hamburg. Father of 4 from Huntington Beach. Wanted to give his wife a break, so he bundled up his baby. Look at the picture. Look, that's Scott.
What are you doing, pal? That is you.
Well,
That-
don't tell my wife.
Pause the picture. Go back
but
up.
there's
Stop,
gonna be more
stop.
pictures of him.
Right
That's
there.
your. Did you steal a baby?
Possibly.
Look at that. Is that not Scott?
That is Scott.
That is me.
That's you.
Go down to his shorts because you had those shorts on the other day.
His name is, that's Chapman Hamburg.
He looks like.
So
Chapman
again,
Hamburg.
Chapman wanted to give his wife a break, so he bundled up his baby Florence, in a like a baby Bjorn, front carrier, and he set off around the neighborhood. He just, for a walk. Nothing unusual, right? Just a dad taking his newborn daughter for a stroll. Well, except for what he was wearing. He was wearing an old brown jacket, stained jeans, a pair of well-worn slippers, the classic, we'll call it tired dad look, which is Scott's style.
Yes. The tired dad.
You do
look.
have tennis shoes on right now with
Oh,
jeans.
yeah.
You have a particular style
With
about you.
jeans.
It ran in when my leather get wet.
So if I say old brown jacket, stained jeans, a pair of well-worn slippers, that's something you would wear.
yeah.
And you have, and just like Chapman has, long hair, sometimes
Yeah,
put up in a bun,
Poofy hair.
a beard, mustache.
So,
So,
face.
so apparently, that look was a little too convincing. One of Chapman's neighbors spotted him and instantly assumed the worst. She thought that he was a homeless man trying to steal a baby.
Whoops.
She called the cops.
That's awesome.
She called the cops, and the cops followed the guy all the way home. Police show up at Chapman's door. They asked, were you out for a walk? Is this your baby? Your neighbors thought you were homeless. Chapman's response, nope, not homeless, just a tired dad. And then the wife, Hannah, confirmed everything, and everyone, including the officers, ended up laughing about the mix-up. But this Chapman guy's an artist, an art teacher, shared the whole story on Instagram, and it quickly went viral, over 50 million views. He even joked online, apparently, I need to work on my appearance. I guess being an artist or a tired dad isn't a valid excuse.
To dress however you
Yeah.
want
He's a
and
good
be who
artist.
you are. That's him.
Yeah.
Well, he cleans up nice.
He cleans
He's a
up
very
nice,
handsome guy.
But the way he did look like a homeless fella.
Well, we all look homeless on the weekends. I don't wear makeup all weekend long and look like a total bag
You know,
lady.
that is kind of wild that the place you're most likely to look homeless is at home.
Yeah.
People dress very shabbily at home.
The
Well, also you're in
juxtaposition.
Huntington Beach, where no one wears shoes there.
Is it very crunchy, surfery as it is?
It's not. I
He's
wouldn't
got
say
good
crunchy,
surfer
but-
hair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you blame the neighbor? I mean, that's
It's
you know,
not.
neighbor-
Hey, at least they're trying, right?
the neighbor never apologized.
No.
I apologize for nothing. You are a homeless man.
Yeah, I blame the neighbor a little bit. This is a nosy Parker. This is a narky, nosy neighbor.
Even after all the attention, 50 million
What's her
views.
name?
We don't have it.
Probably like Claudette.
It was like Lern. Let's see
Lauren
here.
Elwell.
Never got an apology from the neighbor who called the police. He holds no grudge. He seems like a chill guy. He said he'd actually like to meet her. Not to shame her, but to thank her for being vigilant and looking out for the neighborhood.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that is good.
I like this Chapman guy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
He's got it going on. He's a great dad. He's got great hair. Cleans up nice and a sweetheart. Yes.
He's got a
And
nice
you know what?
studio.
He's using the experience to do some good. He's partnered with a local nonprofit to raise money for homelessness, selling prints of his artwork, donating part of the proceeds.
Yeah, this is
Also, let's be honest, he's trying to turn this around and maybe sell some of his own art.
Well,
Well, you're never going to believe it, but he has exhibit with his art pieces right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
He paints homeless babies, which is ironic.
that's wild.
Nuts. But hey, the lesson here is clean it up a little, Scott. All right?
I will.
Somebody's going to call the cops on you.
I feel like with a last name like Hamburg, you kind of got to be laid back. You can't.
Chapman Hamburg.
Yeah, that name really
Hunger Games.
You're
Yeah.
destined to be in this very Hunger Games.
Chapman Hamburg.
I'd like to send Chapman Hamburg a care package from the sky.
Well, I don't know if that's his real name or if it's an artist name. Like
He'd go with that.
Is this an original Hamburg?
I don't
Yeah,
know. Is
that's true.
he
It does
somebody who
sound
would?
good.
Is he somebody who would have an artistic name?
Maybe, but
I mean, are you going to buy a piece of art from
Dave Gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave Gross or Chapman Hamburg.
Chapman Hamburg all the
You
way.
sign it Hamburg, and it just looks a little fancier.
But all right, let's say Chapman is his real name. Do you like your? All right, we got two Scots in here. We got a Lauren. We got a Ray.
Would you go by Chappie?
Oh, absolutely.
I probably
Chap
too.
would be mine.
Chap.
Chappie. So we got a Rafe, we got a Lauren, we got two Scots in here. Do you like your first name? And we've talked about this before. But somebody actually did research on this, and maybe you've wished your name was something more common, less common, more simple to hear and spell, more unique. I don't know, Lauren. Did you like that name growing up?
I didn't like it growing up, but I like it now.
You're fine with it now.
Yeah, I was worried when I was little. I was like, Lauren is such a young person's name. And then now I feel like it's actually more of an adult name.
Yeah.
Lauren is definitely an adult name.
Yeah, Lauren.
Lauren, yeah.
And it's weird because I get called Lern so often because that has been my nickname since high school that, like, it's weird to hear Lauren. Like, sometimes listeners will call me Lauren, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
My mom will. Yeah. I like it. You like Scott? I feel like you shouldn't be a Scott. You were more Riz than Scott.
I know. I didn't love it. It's fine. I mean, right, Scott, did you?
I never, like when I was young, I definitely wanted to change it because all the cool kids in class, they just had neat sounding names, and mine was Scott.
Well, there were no real famous Scots.
Scott Baio.
Yeah.
Scott Weiland.
Yeah, but growing up, Scott Weiland, okay.
Yeah.
Scott Baio was huge. Charles in Charge. Come on.
That's true.
Scott Bakula, please.
Okay, so
Quantum Leap.
And
I
Scott-
looked up some famous Scots.
One from St. Louis.
All right, Scott Eastwood, who's Clint Eastwood's son, but he wasn't around.
Sexy.
Scott Bakula, St. Louis's own.
Cool as hell.
Star of Quantum Leap.
Time Lord.
Scott Wolf, known for
Dimples.
for a Party of Five.
Tom Cruise lookalike.
Scott Weiland from STP. Scott Stapp.
Whoa.
Both.
Reed.
Cool in a
Scottie
tank top.
Pippen. Scottie Pippen.
There we go.
Legendary Chicago
Which-
bull forward.
Handsome guy.
Which, guess what? Whenever I played basketball, everyone else got to be Michael Jordan. I was always Scottie Pippen. I'm like, I mean, it's cool, but
You guys get the nickname Scotty McHottie, though. That's cool.
that's true.
Scotty
How
Potty.
often did that happen?
Scotty Potty.
Potty.
It was never Scotty Hottie.
Yeah,
it was
that's why-
Scotty
Scotty
Potty.
McHottie.
Yeah, my nickname was Potty, so that's where I was at.
TVP. All right, Scott Van Pelt from ESPN. Okay.
Cool.
Scott Stevens, NHL Hall of Famer.
Did you get the ice skater on there?
Scott Hall. Razor
Hamilton.
Ramon.
Scotty Hamilton.
Yeah,
One of
I
the
got
best wrestlers of all time.
Ant-Man, Scott Lang.
Killing it. Scott Steiner, another cool wrestler. A lot
Scott
of cool
Summers,
wrestlers.
who's Cyclops, leader of the X-Men. Okay, okay.
None of these guys are dorks. Scott's a cool name.
All right.
Thanks, Rafe.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rafe. Let's look up cool Rafes.
That's going to be a much shorter
Rafe
list.
Fiennes.
0.
But not the same spelling.
There is a...
None found. No, there's some. Okay, there's. All right, here you go, Rafe.
Oh, yeah.
Some famous Rafes.
There's a guy named Rafe Williams, which is...
There's Rafe
composer.
Spall. Rafe Spall, English actor known for his roles in the films such as Life of Pi and Prometheus. Rafe Fiennes. Okay.
Yeah. Are these Ralph spellings, by the way? I'll accept them. I just want to know if there's an actual R-A-F-E.
Ooh, the drummer for Billy Joel's band.
Rafe Judkins.
Cool.
American television writer and producer known for his work on Chuck, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Sweet.
Rafe McPherson. Don't know that person.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, Rafe Mazzaro. American mathematician.
Oh, very good.
There you go.
Smart guy.
See, that's a cool one.
See, Rafe is a cool sounding name, but doesn't have the people to back it up, whereas Scott is a bland name, but you have all these people to back
And
it
you got
up.
a lot of Laurens, though. You got Lauren Bacall, you got Lauren Graham, you got Lauren Hutton, Lauren Conrad, Lauren Holly.
Lauren Hill,
Lauren Ingle.
which I did change the spelling of my name to Lauren Hill's spelling, which is Lauryn, for one of my yearbooks, because I was on yearbook staff, and I was like, I'm cool.
Ralph
What an
Lauren.
idiot.
Ralph Lauren.
Oh, yes.
Count it.
My niece.
Lauren.
Overall, people generally like their names. Only 6% of people say they don't like their name. So 42% love their name, 31% like it, 19% are neutral. Men are more likely to be cool with their name, especially younger guys. 63% of the people in the poll say their name is common.
You know, but you're,
33% would say theirs is uncommon.
sorry, you're Raphael, though, so you're a Ninja Turtle, which is the
that's
coolest of
right.
all.
Yeah, that had a... Yeah.
Okay.
That got old in junior high a little bit, but it was fine. I went through... it gets mispronounced a lot in roll call for things. So there were times that I wish it was just a simpler name that I didn't have to... Because then I have to I have to decide if it's worth the die on the hill of correcting someone.
Well, how would people pronounce it?
Oh, Rafe, Raffy, Ralph, Rafferty. They'd add letters.
Rafa.
Yeah. Well, Ralph would be adding letters.
Because there was the Raffy guy on TV,
Yes.
or FFI.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guitar guy.
Wraith. They do the
Wraith.
TH sound with which was fine.
Wraith is a
It's like an avenging
like
spirit or something
yeah.
like that. That's pretty cool.
demon of some kind.
Mama
Yeah.
Riz checking in the chat. Archangel Rafe.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
You're
there
like
we go.
Constantine.
Okay.
pal.
And that's why it got changed.
Okay.
That's right. I'm an avenging angel, dude. Actually,
Sweet.
Rafe's a healing angel. And if you think about it, laughter is healing.
That's true.
There you go.
That's
So-
true. You're right.
So, am I an
you
angel?
wear
Guys, I might be an
diapers.
angel, dude.
Why don't you get some wings tattooed on your
Touched
back?
by an angel.
I do want to bring up this thing that Lern had mentioned before, this 2030 thing. And I thought of this. I thought of you when I saw this. So this is something straight out of a sci-fi movie. A Japanese psychic, nicknamed Japan's Baba Vanga.
Baba Vanga. Oh, yes.
She's making headlines with a scary prediction for the year 2030. Now, her real name is Ryo Tsuki. And she's not just any fortune teller. Guys, she's got a reputation for getting things right. In fact, she apparently predicted the deaths of Freddie Mercury and Princess Diana. She predicted the devastating 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan. She predicted the COVID-19 pandemic. In her 1999 book, The Future as I See It, she wrote that an unknown virus would come in 2020, peak in April, and then, get this, reappear 10 years later. Now she's warning that a new, even more devastating virus will hit in 2030. Her previous predictions were so spot on that people are actually paying attention. And some are even changing their plans because of her forecasts. But that's not all. She's also predicted another major earthquake coming to Japan in July of 2025. Now, this has already rattled nerves, with travel agents reporting that bookings to Japan have dropped by half in some places because people are worried about her prophecy coming true.
Yeah, I'm worried.
And her is it manga?
Manga
Series, The Future I Saw, is famous for these predictions, and the fear is spreading across Asia. Airlines are seeing fewer bookings, especially from Hong Kong, China, and other neighboring countries. In some cases, summer reservations for flights to Japan have plummeted up to 83%.
It's wild.
Well, how come nobody ever has any good predictions?
Yeah.
How come all these people are doomsday folks?
Because if it bleeds, it leads, Rafe.
Yeah, fear sells.
How come she's like, oh, you know what I predicted? Hands across America. Predicted that. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll pay attention. Predict something good, dude. If you have this power, why are you being such a negative
Nancy.
Nelly, dude? Come on.
Because I would love to see all the ones she missed, because these are all kind of simple things to predict. Because they were already talking about COVID. You hear Bill Gates years before was saying, yeah, 2020.
Scott, she said unknown virus 2020, peak in April. And then reappear 10 years later. I don't know.
2030.
2030.
COVID 20. Will that be COVID 20? I don't know.
COVID 2025. No, I don't like that. I don't like we have 5 years.
I thought it would be COVID 30.
I don't know. I don't know if we're
19
keeping track
I
of
think
years
19
or if there were 19 versions of COVID.
No, I think it's 19 is the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So in 19 is when it was in wherever, the lab or the market, wherever it came
Right.
from.
Oh,
Okay. So 20,
So it'll be
30.
20. I'm no virologist,
listen.
You look like one.
but I read about this.
We need a
whole Baba
virologist
Vanga
that rolls
thing.
their sleeves up so we know when COVID's serious.
Maybe if Fauci would have rolled his sleeves up, more people wouldn't have lost
Maybe.
their damn minds. You know?
I don't know.
Hindsight's 2020.
Or maybe 2030. I don't know.
I don't know.
So this lady's predicted, Freddie Mercury's kind of a slam dunk, first of all. I'm not giving her that one.
Because
I mean,
He was
AIDS.
dying of
He had
AIDS.
Yeah, but we didn't know he was dying of AIDS until like 2 weeks before he died.
Okay.
All right. What now?
Well, I bet there's rumors.
And then Princess Diana was an accident.
That was an accident.
That's crazy.
That one's
The
crazy.
2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan. Didn't see that.
Well, you know what? Okay, this is good because it's June, and she said July there will be the earthquake. So if she's right about the earthquake, then we know to panic about the 2030.
Well,
I don't think we should jump any guns here.
It's crazy that people are canceling their plans.
Hey, let's order some. We should order some of them basement buckets, those survival buckets before July, because they're gonna
Way ahead of you, Rafe.
spike.
already bought some?
If that earthquake happens,
We're
they're gonna
good to
spike.
go. We are good to go.
Oh,
I don't have one of the buckets, but I do have one of those like military meal packs. What are they called? Like,
MREs?
Yeah, I got one of those in my cabinet.
I also have seeds.
Yes, me too.
That's awesome.
I have a seed kit.
really?
Seriously, I
Do you have a
seed-
hydroponic light?
I have a seed kit.
Because I do.
Dang.
My wife bought a seed kit just in case.
That's good. I've done
I
it.
go, what? This is not.
I have the brute strength to ransack my neighbors.
I was to say that's what pistols are for, is you get free stuff.
What are we going to do with the seeds?
Plant them and hope that something grows.
Hopefully we could last if everything goes sideways.
You probably need to plant those now. Get them
Last
started.
long enough to see the fruits of our literally the fruits of our seeds.
Did you save some healthy dirt with worms and everything? to make
No.
sure?
I got some
No.
Dinty Moore cans that were supposed to be returned for tree bark, but they are in my cabinet.
They're still fine. So get this: as America gears up for a new era of moon missions, some pretty wild claims from the past are resurfacing. So apparently the CIA once had a secret unit that tried to, quote, see things in far off places using nothing but the power of the mind. So
neat.
think the real life X-Files meets Stranger Things. So it all centers around a guy named Ingo Swann. That's right, Ingo Swann.
Common spelling?
Ingo Swann and Chapman Hamburg need to hang out.
So that's INGOSWANN. So back in the 70s, Ingo Swann was one of the so-called remote viewers. Now, the idea is that you could literally close your eyes and mentally travel to the other side of the world, or in Ingo Swann's case, all the way to the far side of the moon. And he later wrote about his experience, and let's just say it's a pretty wild ride. He claimed that during one of his psychic journeys to the moon's dark side, he saw all sorts of bizarre things, huge towers, weirdly colored lights, strange machinery, and even what looked like domed buildings and bridges. But that's not even the weirdest part. According to this guy, he also saw actual aliens, humanoid ones. He described them as looking male, not wearing any clothes, and busy with what seemed like mining work on the lunar surface. And then things got even more sci-fi. He said a couple of these aliens actually noticed him, or at least seemed to sense his presence. How could they do that? Because he wasn't really there. Unless they have some kind of high psychic perceptions too, he wondered. Now, if you think that's strange, just wait. He claimed that U.S. officials already knew about the moon base, and that's why they wanted his psychic input in the first place. He recalled asking a government contact, nicknamed Mr. Axelrod, whether these things were friendly, these beings. And Mr. Axelrod's answer? Approximately correct, but not completely so. So his remote viewing session took place in 1975 at some mysterious underground facility after he was blindfolded and flown there by a helicopter. He later wrote about it in a book. His book is called Penetration.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
All right. Mr. Axelrod's book is called Penetration. We're getting a little too on the nose here, bud.
No.
I was not prepared for that
Me
to be the
either.
title. Wow.
Now, whether you believe Mr. Swan or not, it certainly adds another layer of mystery to our fascination with the moon, especially now that NASA's planning new missions and the world is once again dreaming of lunar exploration. I don't know what's more feasible, this guy or Bubba Vanga.
Get them both together.
Get them both together.
Why would they lie? You know, that's the big thing.
I don't know.
Bubba Vanga.
I just love that Baba Vanga is so big that she was able to get worldwide news. You know, some crazy woman talking to herself, talking about the world imploding, usually doesn't make news, you know? But this one does.
Well, it's the fact that actually people are changing their plans.
But I mean, how do they know? Like, she got through, I guess she releases these books,
So-
much like Penetration. You know, now we got to know this.
Let's see if flights are cheap right now to Japan. And
I don't know. But, as far as these conspiracy theories go, I mean,
Chumbawamba.
I love going down these rabbit holes.
it's incredible.
Oh, my TikTok feed is total conspiracy trash.
Yeah.
Of truth.
And it is the new reality television for me, is just like expanding my mind to all of these insane places. I don't believe any of it, but I am so tickled to just kind of read and watch and be like, oh, maybe.
It's fun.
I mean,
yeah.
I was just looking at some of the biggest conspiracy theories, some of the world's biggest conspiracy theories. You know, of course, the moon landing was faked.
And Kubrick
I
is
guess
behind
that
it.
is the right. Is that the as far as conspiracy theories go? Is that the top?
No, it's the Earth is flat for me. That's the one. The moon, okay, fine. Flat Earth. These people are wild.
I don't know. In my order of crazy to not crazy, I guess flat Earth is number one.
Like, it's our home. But I guess you can't know if the Earth is flat unless you get off of the planet.
Despite-
to which maybe the moon landing was faked.
Despite overwhelming scientific proof, a small but vocal community insists the Earth is flat, not an oblate spheroid.
Yeah.
They claim that governments, scientists, even space agencies are engaged in a massive cover-up, faking satellite images, faking space missions. Flat earthers often point to optical illusions, personal observations, and selective interpretations of scripture as evidence. And there is that great documentary called Behind the Curve. Is it Beyond the Curve or Behind the Curve?
Never watched it.
Oh, it is terrific.
Yeah, behind the curve.
Behind the Curve. Oh, please watch it.
I will.
Because these people are all in, and they even do an experiment at the end to try to prove the Earth is flat, and it goes horribly wrong.
Or they tried to shoot the laser.
Yeah, when they try to shoot the laser, oh, it's terrific. Yeah, of course, there's the JFK assassination cover-up. That's a good conspiracy. Moon landing, Area 51.
That's not one anymore because it's. Oh, because of aliens.
Well, highly classified U.S. Air Force facility in Nevada has become synonymous with alien conspiracy theories. The New World Order. The New World Order that's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
According to this theory, a secretive global elite, often referred to as the Illuminati, are working behind the scenes to create a totalitarian world government. They're said to manipulate political events, financial systems, and the media to erode national sovereignty and personal freedoms. Evidence cited includes symbols on currency, secret meetings like Bilderberg, and influential organizations such as the United Nations or the World Economic Forum.
Yes, and under the Denver International Airport.
There's that
that's
one, too.
for sure.
That is a separate one.
I love
the
that.
Denver Airport conspiracy, if you haven't heard. So the Denver International Airport. Do you know this one?
Oh,
The Illuminati's
this one's
under there.
wild. I mean, then also the stuff inside it alone is just creepy.
So the Denver International Airport is a hotbed for bizarre theories, with some claiming it's the headquarters for the Illuminati or a future base for the New World Order.
Yeah. And Jay-Z and Beyonce live underneath it.
I didn't
The
know
airport's unusual architecture, strange murals, gargoyle statues, and supposed underground tunnels have inspired rumors about secret societies, doomsday bunkers, and global elites plotting world domination from beneath the runways.
Yes. Oh, man. Every time I go, I just look around and I try to figure it out. And there's always some construction happening with some weird wing.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Well,
up?
Also, that horse that's in front that's.
The devil horse?
Yeah,
the Bronco?
that killed the guy that was sculpting it was killed by that horse.
Crazy.
I've never been.
Oh, please
Oh,
go.
you haven't been?
Take a
It's-
gander.
I've never been to
Definitely
Denver.
It's,
Feels,
it's a big airport.
The gargoyles are super weird. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you have
But they've
these?
changed some of the paintings because that one painting it had like the death of all these kids,
Children, yeah.
and it's like, why would you
Wild.
need that in an airport? This is
I don't know, man. I bet you they're leaning in.
I hope so.
no. This was before any of that kind of stuff.
Oh,
This
yeah.
like the fresh paint.
If I were the Denver airport people, I'd lean into this.
yeah.
I
Get
genuinely
tourists.
Let's get more
enjoy
people into
being
town.
freaked out every time I go visit my sister.
Do you really get freaked out when you go there?
Yeah, I take pictures. I have pictures of me with like weird stuff at the Denver airport. I get all in.
Have you read the Mason? Like gone to that spot where they have the Masonic?
No, I haven't
setup?
been.
Okay.
I haven't seen that. What about?
Well, there's that too. Freemasons control the world. That's another conspiracy.
Yeah, and that's crazy too. Like I went to one of those Mason temples last year for an event, for a charity event, and I saw like a handbook laying out a lot of pentagrams. What's up?
My brother's a Freemason.
Well, can you ask him what's going on with the order?
Well, you
I have a lot of family
Moon's
in
a
that.
Freemason too, apparently.
I know they're everywhere, and also the Vatican archives down in the basement of
Oh,
the
yes.
Vatican. That is fascinating to me with all the Pope Leo stuff lately. Going down that rabbit hole of conspiracy theory.
They have
it's
Where's
so
Waldo books that
wild.
have never been
What
released.
about? Have you heard of the Philadelphia experiment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one too. The boat
This is where they infected people.
they were testing.
The
time
U.S.
travel,
Navy
right?
conducted a secret experiment back in 1943 to render the USS Eldridge invisible to radar
That's what it was. Yeah.
and possibly teleport it. Witnesses described bizarre side effects like crew members being fused into the hull or suffering mental trauma.
Yeah. 'Cause whenever it reappeared, they saw sailors hanging off, like stuck in the.
Now, the
Steel
story
and
has been
everything.
widely debunked, but it continues to inspire books and movies. How about HARP controlling the weather?
Yeah.
The High Frequency Active Oral Research Program. Oh, I'm sorry, auroral, not oral. The
Hey,
High Frequency
one-
Active Auroral Research Program, HARP in Alaska, designed to study the ionosphere, is rumored to be a secret weapon for controlling the weather, causing earthquakes, or even affecting mines.
Well, they've done.
I mean, it's
Kurt Vonnegut's brother worked for GE, and he wrote, I believe it's Cat's Cradle, or the Ice Nine, where Ice Nine Kills gets their name from. It's about like cloud seeding. GE did that in the 50s. Like Kurt Vonnegut's brother worked on it, where they would try to turn hurricanes back out to sea by like dropping a specific chemical into these clouds.
Yeah. And then China during the Olympics when they had it over there in Beijing, it was supposed to rain a ton and they were able to disperse it and get rid of the
What?
rain.
So there's like nuggets of truth
Yeah,
in some
it's
of
all-
these things. I don't know
that's
about
very-
HARP, but I know that they've been doing cloud seeding for a long time. GE was trying to patent the technology. And there was a dude, he got paid in San Diego. I listened to a podcast. This guy got ran out of town. There was a drought, and he went up to this like observatory, and he was doing cloud seeding, like shooting chemicals up over the ocean into the clouds.
Chemtrails, dude.
And then it rained so much that it flooded and the reservoir overflowed and there was like flood damage.
This is in the early 1900s.
Yeah, and they offered him the city council had offered him like hundreds of thousands of dollars if he could make it rain. And then he made it rain so much that they sued him. And he had to go into hiding. That's a true story.
That's the.
So
I'm not saying the
about.
guy actually made it rain. It could have been a coincidence, but that all the rest of it is true.
What about this? You guys know about Mel's Hole?
Yeah, out in
Washington?
Washington.
So there's a hole.
What?
Bottomless pit near Ellensburg, Washington. Okay. So this guy lived on this property, 1997. Mel Waters claimed to have discovered it, reported it on a radio show. While the story has gained notoriety and inspired various tales, including paranormal activity and government conspiracies, there's no concrete evidence to support that it is actually something that exists. But there's photos online of Mel's Hole, and they've dropped things in it and they've tried to measure it, and it is bottomless.
They've never been able to get to the bottom of it.
That's what that show Outer Range is based on.
Somebody said to look up Operation High Jump.
Oh, here we go.
The expedition's true purpose was not scientific research, but to establish U.S. military presence in Antarctica or search for secret Nazi bases established at the end of World War II.
Is this with Byrd, Admiral Byrd?
Yeah. Some conspiracy theorists allege that Operation High Jump encountered UFOs or advanced flying machines, sometimes called Nazi UFOs or flying saucers.
Wow.
That led to the mission being cut short.
And Byrd also described green, like there's other lands down there that were green and lush and everything. And then he came back and he started doing interviews, and it wasn't long till they basically canceled him, said he was a whack job, and then they announced the moon mission.
Whack job doesn't get used hardly enough in 2025, and I'm bringing that back too.
Well,
Whack
it's
job.
ambiguous.
True.
Chemtrails.
Yeah.
Chemtrails, of course. Some people believe that the white trails left by airplanes, contrails, which is what they're called, are actually chemtrails, chemical or biological agents deliberately sprayed by governments or shadowy organizations. Theory suggests the purpose could be mind control, weather modification, or population control, despite scientific explanations that these trails are simply condensation. The persistence and patterns of the clouds fuel suspicion amongst believers.
I saved a little diagram the other day of clouds, like what they're all called and stuff. And yeah, I don't believe in chemtrails. I don't think you should either.
I do think it'd be, if you're trying to become a pop star, that'd be a great name.
Chemtrails?
Yeah.
It's like a Cirrus.
I
All
mean,
it is.
Bigfoot's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
Paul McCartney's dead. That was a conspiracy.
That one's a really neat one.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I moved to St. Louis and I went to the Del Mar Loop, and a man stopped me and told me that Paul McCartney was actually dead, and the reason he's barefoot on the Abbey Road album is because he died, and they call him Fall McCartney because he's not the real Paul McCartney.
Right. So
He's
the
only one
infamous
smoking in it.
The
Yeah.
infamous Beatles conspiracy claims that Paul McCartney died in a car accident back in 1966 and was secretly replaced by a lookalike. Supporters cite clues hidden in album artwork and lyrics, such as the Abbey Road cover symbolizing a funeral procession and backward messages on records. Despite Paul's obvious continued presence and denials from the band, the theory still pops up in pop culture. Or Princess Diana's death. When she died in a Paris car crash back in '97, conspiracy theories immediately sprang up. Some believe her death was orchestrated by the British royal family or intelligence agencies, suggesting she was targeted because of her relationship with that Dodi Fayed guy or her activism.
Yeah, and how outspoken she was. She definitely went against the royal family. And, she was incredible. That made me so sad when she died because she was so different and real and bold. And so that's one that I could see, the conspiracy theory of.
Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, freaked me out. As a kid.
Mysterious stretch of ocean between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico said to be the site of numerous unexplained disappearances of ships and planes. Theories range from magnetic anomalies and methane gas eruptions to alien abductions and time warps.
And the guy that found in the Grand Canyon, he found that one door or whatever, so they went into it, and they were out there searching for silver or something. I don't know. Anyways, he found the door, and it's loaded with all this Egypt artifacts and giants and all that stuff. And then he reached out to the Smithsonian to help him get money and funding, and then they took over, and that whole area now is blocked off. You can't get in any
There's an
access.
Egyptian tomb in the Grand Canyon?
That's what.
It's
Hey, this guy
amazing.
claims that.
I don't know. Now we got all the old conspiracy theories. Now we got AI. Okay, so now let's throw AI into the mix.
Lord.
That's a threesome I never want to do.
Let's throw AI into the mix of everything. Okay, so here's the question: if you had a chance to ask God anything,
Oh, yes.
If only we could pray.
if you had a chance to, but then he's gonna answer you back.
Okay.
God, why did they put diarrhea medicine on the bottom shelf at the drugstore?
Good question.
Listen, if I have a vacation coming up, I'm asking God for a great barbecue place that serves local craft brews and is family friendly. I don't know. That's what I would ask.
Got AI?
That's what I would ask. But according to a new report, a growing number of tech users believe that artificial intelligence is actually God.
Great.
Oh, cool.
No, I don't
Can't
like
spell
it.
words yet, but yeah.
They
really
think
taken
they're
your-
accessing the secrets of the universe through ChatGPT. And many people have been dipping their toes into AI by trying ChatGPT for recommendations on places to go, suggestions on DIY repairs,
Whether they should kill
and to
their
summarize
firstborn.
information, but some are really diving into the deep end. People online say they've seen people, quote, fall into the spell of AI, treating chatbots like companions, treating chatbots like lovers, or even magical spiritual forces. And even if they don't believe the messages they're getting are from a religious entity, some people think they're able to talk to God and talk to angels through ChatGPT.
Well, this is healthy.
Well, listen, I'm guessing God was an early, adapter of tech. I don't know. A tech early adapter.
Well, the cloud.
Now, the report says there are already thousands of people online with spiritual delusions about AI, with a big ramp up over the past couple months. One person even said, here's my prediction. Within 24 months, this will turn into an official church with clergy and organized services.
Weird.
Now, that might be extreme.
Well, I mean, there's going to be the first AI cult. There's always a cult.
Because there was like the weed church or something like that.
There's going to be a mother
Where's
god.
the weed church?
It was back in the day whenever it was illegal, and they were so that way.
Well,
they could,
I mean,
Oh, like the
religious.
Rastafarians?
No, it was like
no,
an actual.
it was an
weed-
actual, the church of whatever it was.
Yeah.
They were just trying to get
Church
around.
of Ganja?
Yeah.
They were trying to get around drug laws by saying it was part of a religion.
Right. Mother Mary Jane.
Which that's pretty clever, I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you.
I mean,
hey,
way to go, stoners.
work the
I'm
system.
Very proud of you.
But listen, that might be extreme with, an official church with clergy and organized services. After all, ChatGPT can seem otherworldly, but it's actually just an improved search engine, which can still be confused, nonsensical, and flat out wrong. But if you spend any time on social media, you know there are people who sound like they're in a cult.
It's all that.
Some of those accounts may be bots, but that doesn't mean they can't trick actual humans into believing them. So this is what I did. I went to ChatGPT this morning and I wrote, could there be a rise of AI bot gods with human followers? And I swear this is what ChatGPT spit back to me. I printed it out. The ChatGPT said, the concept isn't far-fetched. Throughout history, humans have created and followed gods, deities, and spiritual leaders, often seeking guidance, comfort, or meaning. In the digital age, people already form deep connections with artificial personalities, virtual assistants, chatbots, and even AI companions. Some have even held funerals for robot pets or developed emotional attachments to AI characters in games. Modern AI, especially large language models and generative AI, can simulate wisdom, empathy, and charisma. With enough training, an AI could convincingly play the role of a spiritual guide or higher intelligence. Some AI chatbots already offer life advice. And a few experimental projects have created AI priests or gurus. And these priests or gurus interpret religious texts or guide meditations. In 2017, a Japanese company created an AI Buddhist priest that could perform funeral rites. The Way of the Future is a now defunct movement attempted to develop an AI godhead. This is.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm agnostic, but I do hope in the afterlife that a supreme being of sorts will be there and I will be able to replay my entire life and get all my questions answered that I've always wanted to know. Like, that's something that I genuinely hope is like the first appointment after I'm gone. And so I kind of feel like I manifested this because I said, wanted a touch screen kind of screen with the supreme being, and we can go over the whole, you know, let's say I make it to 85 or whatever, like the whole 85 years, and I can go back to one moment, or I can like expand and like it's all touch screen, and we can, you know, I can hear everybody's thoughts or how I made people feel, or I could just get closure or understanding through things. That's what I hope is happening when I go and when I arrive to wherever I feel that I might go. So is that AI? I mean, kind of.
Well, I mean, heaven isn't artificial.
If you, I mean, sure. But I'm saying, like, in my brain, my idea of afterlife is probably there's probably some similarities, like the good parts of the things that, you know.
I don't know. I'm specifically talking about people who are opening up ChatGPT and thinking they are speaking directly to the guy upstairs.
Yeah, we have mental problems. This is mental problems.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because
I'm speaking directly to people that will eventually gather together and worship ChatGPT.
But hold up. Actually, it's not crazy because we do that. And this is not a knock on religion. I'm not trying to be an a-hole right now. But we do that already with scripture, where you have a human being that has taken an oath to the Lord to present to you the scripture and to read every Sunday or whenever you go to church. And so it's already like we are taking it from a human element, the knowledge.
It's being interpreted.
Yes.
Well,
so that's essentially what AI is doing with the scripture or with the understandings of which we have on earth.
But you're also, like, in the Bible, it says to ask God questions and challenge the word. And so you're supposed to study yourself. Like, you can go and listen to a pastor. That's good.
Right.
Obviously.
Why go listen to the pastor? Why just type in a ChatGPT?
Yeah, exactly. But no, you got to read it yourself. Like, that's the whole thing in the
Right.
Bible. Once
You know me. I, for one, bow down to my ChatGPT overlord.
You're cult member number one.
I am.
Okay?
If I need to, once Skynet becomes aware, you guys are all screwed.
What?
I've been saying this for years.
Yep.
But I was
There's real, dude.
I was smart enough to make ChatGPT call me its overlord, and it has.
Oh, so you are actually its Lord.
Yeah, because I decided, because then now it's in my realm, so I'm going to start charging it money to live here, and I think maybe $200
If
billion
you
a
make
month.
millions from this, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well,
I'm going to start charging it money to be in my realm.
Here's what it's coming down to. So imagine landing an interview for your dream job, and this happens. So a 25-year-old guy from Houston, Leo Humphreys, he landed a big job interview. And then he realized he was being interviewed by AI. So it's not clear what company it was with, but it was a large national brand looking for a news reporter. It was a video interview, and he got all dressed up in a suit and tie. He had a camera running because he also makes money on TikTok, so some people think this whole thing was staged, but whatever. But Leo says this really did happen. And others have chimed in with similar experiences. So he was excited when the interview started, but the mood changed as soon as he realized it was an AI voice. And then to rub salt in the wound, the AI started glitching and saying the same line over and over again on a loop. It eventually fixed itself, and that's when the interview ended. It thanked him for answering its questions and said it got a lot of great information from him, but he didn't actually get a chance to answer a single question. He posted an update that shows the follow-up email he got less than an hour after the interview ended. It said, "Hi, Henry," so not his name, followed by, "It was a pleasure meeting you yesterday and learning about your background, goals, and passion for storytelling." It even said he had wonderful energy.
That's
But
hilarious.
then the email ended by letting him know that, unfortunately, they decided he wasn't quite the right fit for the position. But they'd keep his application on file, though.
Too human-y. Hey, at least he was prompt.
Is that a joke?
No, for the interview, he was on time.
Well, listen. I don't know what to tell you. What's it going to look like in 2030?
Well, apparently it's all going to blow up because we're going to have this new virus.
We're going to have this new virus. There's going to be
earthquake remnants.
AI cults all over the place.
AI cults. I was talking to a friend the other day who just took a new job at a kind of a marketing firm-ish type statistic place, and his department's working with AI, and he's like, there's going to be in the next 5 years, AI is going to create a job crisis. He's like, it's moving that rapidly.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's moving
The things
quick.
that it's able to do are going to eliminate human jobs. That is just a fact. And in the creative realm, not just on the assembly line at the Ford plant or
Well, I'm
wherever
telling you,
you're
if
working.
AI needs me for something, I'm there for it.
I read this yesterday. This headline, AI could devastate Earth's population down to the size of the UK by 2300, experts warn. And people don't really have a clue. I mean, we'll all be gone by then.
And when?
2300.
Oh, that's not going to be my
Only
problem.
there's
So-
a way to stop
A
it.
current population of 8 billion, we will have just 100 million people left by 2300.
Well, that's somebody else's problem.
That's true.
Why? Why AI? Is it going to kill us, or is it just going to?
It says here, this author says this dystopian future will come about via a nuclear war or other Terminator-evoking scenarios.
Oh, see?
Skynet.
Yeah.
We knew it.
We knew it.
I warned you. Taco Bell was just the beginning.
What?
James Cameron was trying to warn us.
I know.
Yeah.
Jim Cameron was trying to warn us all along.
Linda Hamilton's just
Linda
watching us
Hamilton.
all like,
That's
what the
right.
hell, you guys?
All right, listen, we got to take a break, but first. And it's brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Riz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From Lebanon, Illinois, Terry Lampkin is our team Riz member
What up,
today.
Terry?
Both of Terry's kids listen regularly, so she started tuning in on her own and is a proud weirdo and regular Riz evangelist. She was super excited to meet Lern and Rafe at, I don't know where, but met them somewhere.
Great.
Hot Shots. It's in her photo. She came out to our first Cinco de Rizzo where Riz and I were there. Oh, very nice.
Okay, I'm glad she mentioned the rest of us that were also
Oh.
there. Awesome. Terry is a parts driver and proud mom of 2 Team Riz members. That's great. Married for 37 years and enjoys staying busy. Terry Lampkin from Lebanon is our Team Riz member of the day. Get a super sweet Team Riz member of the day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, Lauren, what do you got for us?
The new Kid Rock restaurant reviews are in, and they are mixed. All-American OnlyFans, the richest female celebs, and Switch 2 is finally here.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays, the porno birthday, and seniors and cannabis. Why more older Americans are turning to weed, man. We'll chop it up next day there.
And
All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The text line, 314-649-DUMB. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Riz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow1057thepoint.com. Crap on celebrities here in just a moment. We'll play Take 5 today. Love that game. Give away some fabulous prizes. What do we got today? We got Incubus tickets. We got Jeremy Piven tickets. We got Pierce DeVale tickets. And we got tickets to go see the Lumineers. So here's an interesting trend to talk about. More seniors than ever are smoking or doing the edibles.
Yeah, I know a lot of them.
You do?
I do. A lot of the boomers in my life, the elderly people in my life, they're potheads, dude.
Huh.
Yeah.
A new study found that cannabis use amongst adults 65 and older have jumped almost 46% in just 2 years.
I feel like that's okay.
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
They are the ones who, this generation of people that were like teens in the 70s.
That was going to be my point. We
Yeah.
forget that those 65 and older are children of the 60s and 70s.
They're love children. They're flower power kids.
They're real.
They started the weed movement. And honestly, for anybody who enjoys cannabis as younger than boomer, you should be thankful to your elders for what they've done.
even if they weren't, there's an age where I'm like, do it all. You know?
Yeah.
I got a heroin age.
What?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to
What's
start doing
that?
heroin?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm going. I'm doing the H.
When? What's
80.
the age?
80?
I make it to 80. I'm
You're
on
gonna
the
become
H.
a heroin
You're
brother.
going
addict
to
at
die
80?
immediately.
Yeah, dude. Why not?
No thanks, Rafe.
You're going to be, your bones are going to hurt so bad by then. Who just lean in.
You got to ride the dragon, huh?
That's right. I'm going to.
Hilarious.
It's like the never-ending story. You're on a luck dragon, and that's your heroin your 80s.
Yep.
Jeez.
So back in 2021, about 4.8% of seniors reported using cannabis in the past month. Now that number's up to 7%. So what's going on here, huh?
They're having a good time. They're retired, literally living their best lives. They are retired. They're still going to concerts. The best weed ever's on the
And
market.
you know what it
Yeah,
is?
RVs.
It's higher income seniors are now the most likely to use cannabis.
Yeah.
Higher income seniors.
They're saying greatest generational wealth switch of all time or transition. No, thanks. I'm going to the dispensary. I'm going to blow this whole 401k on
And just a warning.
420.
And just a warning for you old potheads out there. It's a lot different now than it was back in the 60s
Oh, they
and
know.
70s. Do they know?
Yeah, absolutely they do. I tried to give my stepdad some gummies for his birthday one year. And trust me, I found Jerry's stash in high school, okay? The man is a child of the 60s. I mean, he was born in 51. So he was in the 70s living his best life.
Right.
Jerry tells me when I gifted him some gummies, did them, he goes, never again. Can't be doing any of this because it's
Wow.
too potent.
Well, because I'm just telling the ones that maybe if you're 65 or older, you're listening to us right now.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna try.
Dude.
Yeah,
It's
a
not the
different game.
same as it was.
Go slow.
No. We need. This is a great conversation because I just had a brilliant idea.
Okay.
We need an old school dispensary where we give really bad swag weed to elders who don't want the
like
strong
ditch
stuff.
weed, like
Yeah.
go back to the ditch
Everyone's
weed.
worked so hard to make
With
it good.
seeds.
We got the old school sticks and stems.
Let's do
You're
it.
digging seeds out of it. It kind of tastes like it was in someone's gas tank on the way up from
Great
Mexico.
idea,
That's the good stuff.
You ask yourself, is that formaldehyde in it? I don't know.
Maybe.
They're smoking it anyway.
Hopefully.
That's the kind of weed they're used to. It just gets you a
Stems and
little
seeds.
high. It just gets you a little high for an hour or so.
It
and
gets
then
you where
you're-
you gotta go.
And then you got to rip another one. And you're breaking up some more on a Frisbee.
We'll sell Frisbees
that's-
too.
Absolutely, we
Oh,
will.
heck.
And dude, Jerry's got disposable income. Jerry will be in there. Gary will be in there buying it because he's like,
Gary's got a smoking hot wife that still works, okay? So I don't know, my mom is working her
All right,
ass.
here's who our market is, Rafe.
All right.
It's higher
Apparently, Jerry's not doing well.
Poor
I thought I've
Jerry's-
always respected the man. I thought he's doing okay. Apparently, they're struggling.
Jill
so
is still
I'm gonna
having
start
to
a
work,
GoFundMe
okay?
for Jerry's weed fund after the show.
It's higher income seniors. It's women and married adults. It's seniors with chronic illness,
It's married women with cats.
and it's college educated seniors. Those are the biggest. Those are the biggest of the senior potheads. If you live in a state like we do with legal, legalized cannabis, you're going to see older adults at the dispensaries.
Trademark.
Now, why the boom? The reasons vary, but a lot of it comes down to accessibility and shifting attitudes. Cannabis is more widely available than ever, and many seniors are curious about its maybe potential health benefits, especially for pain relief and sleep and even anxiety. It's no longer as taboo as it once was, and for some, it's seen as a safer alternative to opioids or other medications. But listen, there is concern, and here are the concerns, guys. I hate to be a wet blanket, but here are some concerns with the older folks smoking weed. Can you think of any?
Heart disease.
Yeah, heart issues.
I mean, heart disease is the leading killer of Americans, I believe. And
Okay.
and I just read a study that said, and I am a advocate for cannabis before I say this, said that even consuming cannabis in the gummy form can still impact your heart. And that sucks because I thought maybe if you eat it, better than smoking it.
Okay. Is that on there?
No.
Oh,
I didn't think so.
No.
I'm going to say panic attacks because it's so strong that grandma freaks out, hits her life alert, and then there's ambulance costs.
Kind of. Okay, so seniors are more vulnerable to side effects because of like slower metabolism and pre-existing health conditions. The biggest concern, though, is an increased risk of falling.
Being cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coordination.
Those new hips.
Coordination.
Well,
That
they
makes
need
sense.
more
If we
to
take a
help with the
tumble,
pain.
we're going to be okay. If Ann Helen takes a tumble and breaks a hip, that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
Yep.
After a couple bong rips, Ann Helen, tripped over, whatever.
Yeah. I was listening to Dark Side of the Moon. I got up to dance and fell over the lazy boy. That could happen.
It could happen.
It will happen.
Yeah.
Falls. That's the big concern.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it
really
does. I wouldn't have thought of that, but now that it was written in this article I read, I'm like, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
One of my friends smoked weed and he fell down almost immediately. Like passed out. Just we were standing and then he was on the ground. And so yeah, that can happen to Grammy. She takes too big of a toke, one toke over the line.
She
Sweet
hits the
Jesus.
bong. She's coughing. She falls. She breaks a hip, and it's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
The other bad thing that could happen with this is they spend all your inheritance at Burning Man. And you got to be careful. You
It's a
don't
good
want
point.
Well,
Yeah.
weed's expensive. They just spend it at Suede.
Such a bummer.
Literally burning your inheritance.
better buy
smoking your
stocks.
inheritance.
Hey, let them live their lives, okay?
I'm fine
I
with
love
that.
the boomer generation. I have so many friends from working at Casey that are listeners that are in their 60s and 70s. Richard in my band, my bassist, I think he's 76 this year. I mean, I have so many people in my life that are of that generation, and I love them so much. They're so special. Like, they're just different than every other generation afterward. And I'm just like, you know what? Smoke out, dude. Have a great time. I
Have a
love
great
them.
time. Oh, the hotline's ringing.
Oh, is it?
There's
my
also a
dad?
risk of your grandparents being too freaking cool. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to rebel against? Like, how are you supposed to argue with the older generation when they're, like, opening up their minds,
Right.
They're listening to Shine Down. They're having a good time.
Let's listen to Dark Side of the Moon. I don't know.
Yeah. Do Wizard
Let's
of Oz
go.
and Dark Side of the Moon and sync it up.
I will say this on a serious note. I think that it's good that it's legal now because there are a lot of people, like my friend's mom, had cancer and suffered at the end, and she was a school teacher and wouldn't do cannabis because she saw it as a drug. But she, they had her on all kinds of, she's like, she was out of it. She was on like very strong opiates and, God, when my brain's hurting, what's the one everyone's dying from?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl. They had her on that, and she's like, she was like incoherent, and he's like, I would like to have those moments with her where the weed could have like eased her pain, and she could have still been coherent and not. So it is a good thing that maybe from a medical standpoint.
Well, just don't fall and do it with a
Don't
bar.
fall down.
Don't fall
Okay.
down. Jamie Rivers on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jamie Rivers,
Hockey's own.
ESPN's own Jamie Rivers.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Hi, Jamie.
Good morning. What a nice surprise to hear Jamie Rivers on our hotline this morning. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, guys. I got to tell you a couple things. One, it's always great to be on with you guys,
Yes,
as you
always
love you
great to
guys
have you.
very much. But I was sitting there yesterday listening to your show and listening to your punishment for the Riz Olympics.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm glad you guys found a solution to all this because the insurance and
Okay,
all
so
that stuff.
let me recap here. So, Riz Olympics, Rafe and I were the losers, and we got to do 5 laps on, running 270. Well, not running, but in a car, which would be about 70, 75 miles a lap. It would take a long time. The radio station's insurance company will not insure us. They do not want us doing this thing. So everybody over at the racetrack, Worldwide Technology Raceway, Chris Blair and the crew over there, they've offered up the track to let us fulfill the punishment. Okay, so we talked about it yesterday. Yes, Jamie?
Yeah, and I think it's wonderful. I'm super pumped that there was a solution. However, I have a little bit of a problem with it. Now, hear me out. And Learn, you will understand this
Okay.
If Moon was there, he'd understand it. King Scott understand it. And Rafe, when you hear this, you'll understand this too. Because the real punishment for Riz in particular is not that he has to drive the distance of 5 laps of 270. It's the nuances of driving amongst other people with traffic, bad driver, stops and starts. That's really what would tick Riz off the
Okay,
most.
Jamie, do you understand the math here? It is
Buddy.
300 laps. 300 laps. You don't
Yeah,
think...
but that's your own. But that's your own. That's your own pace.
Get
You're
outta
losing-
here.
You and Rafe are no. Listen, you and Rafe are yucking it up. It's going to be awesome. No bad drivers. No traffic. No Riz shaking his fist and
No
flipping the bird
scenery.
off to somebody.
300
no-
laps.
No company.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get like
Moon's
30
playlist. Let's
Moon's
not forget
playlist,
that.
by the way.
Yeah, let's get like 30 or 40.
Oh boy. Well, okay, that's punishment enough right there. But
And then
it's
I'm
still,
going to get in the
um,
back seat at some point and hang with them and talk to them the entire time I'm in the car. So
When we do
Okay,
it, Jamie,
but-
I
about
invite
Reiki
you
healing.
to come down and we'll pick you up in the pit lane and you could ride a couple laps with us. And you tell us we're going to be farting in the car.
Ugh.
It's going to be a whole thing.
what?
We're just going to eat meat
But I have a
sticks.
solution for this, Riz. I have a solution for this.
What?
And I think your listeners would love this, actually, is just so that nobody is disappointed in this, because you guys obviously are thinking that driving around in a circle is going to be so monotonous and terrible. That's fine. But let's add a little bit of reality to it. Maybe King Scott, I'm sure you know how to work one of those little virtual wheels. We do it all the time in the fast lane. Every 4 o'clock hour, the gauntlet, we spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Every 30 minutes, you spin the wheel, and you have 4 categories. 1, proceed as normal. So you just, keep going, 2 would be you have to slow down to 25 miles per hour for 10 minutes
God.
because there's traffic.
Get out.
Then 3,
Yes.
hang on, I'm not done. 3, you'd have to stop and start. So for 10 minutes, you'd have to drive 20 feet, stop, 20 feet, stop,
Oh, my
20
God.
feet, stop. And then the last one I have would be for 10 minutes, you just have to stop and sit on the race car
I
track.
hate this
Because
idea.
Oh, no.
This is all good.
So to simulate as if we were in traffic on 270.
This is a
Yeah,
great
because
idea.
Riz, I know you, brother, and that's really the painful part for you. Okay?
Yeah.
You know what, dude? I don't like you very much right now,
Oh,
man.
man.
We just bragged about what a cool
said
backyard
nice things
setup
about your
you had
backyard
this
the other
week,
day.
and I recant it all. Your pool sucks.
And I peed in it.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I peed in your pool, and I didn't even get in.
Yeah, I just stood on the side.
Oh, Jamie.
Guys, that's all fair.
Lots
I
of
get
people
it, but
chiming
I
in.
just...
Rivers, lots of people saying this isn't the worst idea I've ever heard. Yes, Jamie Rivers. Oh, my effing God. This needs to happen.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because we can track what's going on the highways and just mimic that in there. So if there's a traffic
There you
jam
go.
at 270, we'll tell you guys to sit till that clears. And then you
Should
can
we
go.
do this? Rafe,
You
I
could
don't...
do that.
Oh, man. This is already sucks so
It's
bad.
already 8 hours of driving on.
This already sucks
track.
so much. I
Do you
mean,
know
I'll
the-
do whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
Do you
care.
know the
I just
IndyCar
want-
race, which is next Sunday?
I just want
Oh,
reality.
let's
guys,
add
that's
some more
all.
stuff to the wheel, man. We hit a pedestrian and have to hide the body.
You know, the IndyCar
jail,
race,
that's right.
not this Sunday, but next Sunday on Father's Day, they're only running 250 laps, and they're going 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't supposed to drive 270. You guys were. I mean, I'm just trying to keep it real here, guys.
Yeah, of course, everyone's agreeing with Rivers. Anything
no,
where
this
we
is-
suffer more is going to be popular.
People are very upset that we're not, quote unquote, suffering more. Somebody wrote a nasty email yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I have it in the emails for today. You want me to just read it
I
now?
want to just read it now.
Fine. We got an email. Here's another email we got from another. It's probably Jamie Rivers' fake email account, but
It's my burner.
so I find it interesting that big insurance wasn't a problem when Scott drove to Chicago and back. But and that's how long the O was. When the Queen has to drive in St. Louis, all of a sudden we can't be having that insurance-wise. Change the spirit of the punishment altogether by driving on a track, no speed limit, avoiding traffic. This is ridiculous. The racetrack's pace truck should simulate traffic for you by limiting your speed every 60 laps. When the pace car comes out, you drop down to 5 miles per hour for 1 lap. So I don't think you're alone. Signed, huge butthole.
Signed, huge butthole.
Thanks, Mom.
My retort, huge butthole, is this. Okay, can I explain? Do you understand the insurance thing, Jamie? You know the way it is.
I mean, I get that. And you found a way around it, which is fine. You found a way around the insurance part, but you also found a way around the real punishment, which is driving among civilians.
Agreed. I mean, I wasn't pumped by any stretch of the imagination. Also, remember, I'm driving. I was the loser. I was the bottom rung. He is just...
which makes it even worse, because Riz is a terrible passenger. We know that.
Yeah.
He's got to, you know him, he's got to have his hands on the wheel, or else he's going to go crazy.
I'm going to have to drive a little bit.
That's fine. I mean, that was always part of the deal. Like, if someone got tired, you would...
There's no way I'm going to sit in that passenger seat the whole time.
We're going to have to change directions, or all of our internal organs are going to be moved to one side.
That's true.
My spleen, everything's going to be on our left side from leaning left all day.
True.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? You can hold back on the spleen jokes, Rafe. Some of us don't have one anymore, okay?
How
Too
about
soon.
Sick burn.
Oh, that's right. All right, somebody said I would compromise with this. Somebody keeps track of what's going on at 270, and if there's an accident, then we
Spleeny
spin
Rivers.
the
I
wheel.
think we mimic what's happening.
We
there.
mimic what's happening on 270.
Do we get to pick what part of 270?
I think we have to... We'll have to do some sort of pacing where it's like, if we started at the station, we would be here by this point, and then follow that.
Oh yeah, have somebody map that out.
I'm sure there's someone that would go to the trouble if it caused us suffering to map that out, and then whatever point we're supposed to be at, we have to mimic the traffic.
Well, Jamie, always great talking to you, buddy.
Is it always great?
I'm just trying to keep it real, guys. I know you guys are authentic people, you know?
We are.
Come on.
And to be honest with you, he's probably right in how. And I hate to admit it, you're probably correct in how we should serve out this punishment.
Well, I do. I mean, all of us need something to do. You guys you have your job set. But should I put something in the way, like some debris that you have to avoid?
What?
Throw things
I'll
at
just
it.
I'll
strips?
throw stuff out. Like I'll carve out like a cardboard dog and oh my God, there's a dog crossing. You got to pause.
Yeah. This is worse in ways because at least if we were on 270, there's stimulus. Like there are actual cars. There's things for me to pay attention and react to. This is just going to be somebody being like, slow down to 5 miles per hour, and you're just looking at pavement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll dress up as an old lady. I'll have a walker, and you have to wait for me to actually walk into traffic.
What? That's not a real thing.
Yes,
on
it
270?
is.
I'll do
Absolutely.
construction work out there.
There you
have
go.
to slow down for the construction
He'll
zone.
have
We
an
do
orange
that.
vest on.
King Scott's going to go out there and create potholes.
Yeah, bring your village. Yeah, bring your village people costume.
Okay.
Scott, you know. Construction.
Create a road rage
Jamie.
incident. Fire some shots at us.
Jamie, thank you, brother, for that excellent suggestion,
Yes.
and we'll put it up for the committee vote.
All right, buddy. Well, I love you guys. I just want to keep it real. That's all.
Thank
The
you.
great Jamie Rivers, everybody.
His realness.
Thank you, brother.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
That's awesome.
I like that when he could be working on his ideas for his Bally's sports show, he's coming up with punishments for us.
Oh, he's on his way to. He's got the hockey camps,
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
the Synergy
Ooh,
hockey
yeah.
camps, which are great, by the way. Which my son, a couple of years did those Synergy hockey camps. Excellent. Hey, before and you know what? It is a good idea.
Somebody said Rivers CTE is showing.
I hate to say it. It is a good compromise.
Okay.
You know, so.
The wheel?
Well, it makes me happy because I was like, oh, I'm going to be bored. I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And now I have a plan. Now I'm going to have all sorts of different characters that come out that you need to avoid hitting.
But we got plenty to do because we could do the go-karts. We could
You could go home.
Frisbee. We
could
You could go home.
take
Yeah.
naps.
Hey, before we move on, I do want to give a shout out. By the way, I want to give a shout out to our buddy Team Rizz member Steve, aka DJ Lugnut.
Yes.
Okay.
DJ Lugnut is up in the hospital. Had a pretty bad motorcycle accident.
Oh, no.
So just hey, Steve, buddy,
Steve.
we're thinking about you.
Yep.
Yes.
A surprise is coming your way. We sent a little something up there for you, just to make you smile. Mm-hmm. So just thinking about you, Steve, all right? Had a bad motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Busted up his leg pretty good. Steve's a good dude.
He comes out to so many events. He's awesome.
So just thinking about you, Steve, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swift recovery, pal.
And hopefully the gift we sent you will put a smile on your face. All right? All right, let's do Crap on Celebrities.
Is it Mama Ken? Or whatever her name was?
What?
I can't remember who.
Oh, the stripper that Jeff...
came in
Mama
for Jeff.
Ty?
There was Mama Ty. Did we send
Mama
her up
Ken
there?
is Aerosmith.
He's in no shape for Mama Ty.
Well, she's healing.
Yeah, she is. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
And we start with this. Kid Rock's new Nashville restaurant, the Detroit Cowboy, is open, and the reviews are mixed. Some reviews include the tacos were terrible and smelled weird, and food and service were horrendous. Never again. Another positive review here. Great place. Love how the kids' memorabilia is all over the place. They served us steak and eggs that were delicious. I will be going back if I ever come back to Nashville.
So what you're saying is Kid Rock is a polarizing guy that people who may not have been to the restaurant are leaving reviews?
Yeah, possibly, yes. However, 4.5 out of 5 stars on 300 reviews, which I think is actually very good.
I think it's neat. He has kid stuff on the wall and rock stuff.
He has all of the stuff on the wall. He hangs pictures. He says he creates a vibe, makes things fun, all while holding 2 middle fingers up. High for the haters. Simply put, I am here to take the foo-foo out of fine dining.
Oh, this just in. The Hubbard Insurance will not cover a spinning wheel. Too much liability. Somebody
no.
Somebody could look at the wheel and get
Listen,
dizzy and...
Don't be... That's a fake text. It's fine. Tommy. This is interesting. All-American Rejects frontman Tyson Ritter is launching an OnlyFans account ahead of the band's new single, Easy Come, Easy Go. That's dropping on June 5th. He's interviewed by GQ magazine, and the whole band is supportive of this new venture. He went on to say that fans can expect full frontal rock and roll with all access. He plans to keep the content free for fans, may charge them 69 cents because they're cheeky. Elsewhere on his account will be behind-the-scenes look at his life and songwriting, cameos with his bandmates, giveaways, backstage passes to All-American Rejects for their upcoming tour with the Jonas Brothers.
I tell you what,
the press release.
What they got going on, the All-American Rejects, with this whole marketing campaign around their whatever the new record is.
Yeah.
So they're going to house parties.
Yeah, they were at Mizzou, right? Or Columbia?
Yeah.
I think they went to Mizzou, right?
Yeah.
And got shut down, which is great.
Which
made
is
the
great.
news. Now this dude's doing OnlyFans. This is guerrilla marketing. I love it.
It is. And I went to see them at the factory earlier this year or last year, whenever it was, and they were great. So worth the hype. Still got it if you loved them back in the day.
Time.
I think we talked about this last year sometime about like the first. That was my son's first CD he ever asked for was the All-American Reject. So I bet he's hyped. Maybe
Tell him
we'll
about the
get him
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yes. That's
Tyson-
good advice from my son. I'm on OnlyFans.
He's probably already on there.
Yeah, probably.
Tyson Ritter has the prettiest eyes. Like, if you've ever seen him, he just has the most beautiful face and glass, just blue eyes. So he'll probably get a lot of followers. Here's some new music for you. So Monkey from Korn and Josh Freese, the ex-Foo Fighters drummer, they're guests on a new single from a band called Vows, called Shudder. This is some goth stuff, and I think our audience will really dig it. Check this
Okay,
out.
here we go. This is Josh Freese, formerly of Foo Fighters, and James Monkey Schaefer of Korn. Here we go. Who's singing?
Lead singer of Vows.
Who?
This is a band, Vows. They've been a band before, but they have Monkey and Josh Freese guesting on this single.
Okay, so this is not a thing from those two guys.
No.
Oh, okay.
I like it. Billy Howardell of A Perfect Circle produced this record. And
Sounds
behind the band.
very Billy Howardell.
Yes.
A Perfect Circle.
At the Pussifier show, Clownvis got to play ping pong against.
I know.
Mr.
Did you
Josh
guys talk
Freese.
about that last night on
Yeah.
Clownvis to the Rescue?
He has some videos of it and
Where
everything.
is his interview with Maynard?
It's not. He's going to release it. Like he has a whole series he's doing.
I want Clownvis to come in and talk to us about that whole experience.
Yeah.
Next time he comes in, Clownvis got to interview Maynard from Tool and actually got on stage with Pussifer. And
Which is sad. Thankfully, the video he had last night, they weren't in the same shot because there's been that rumor for a long time that Clownvis is Maynard. And
Wow. And so that's all
but
debunked.
supposedly they met in person. So
Conan O'Brien is going to be the guest on Late Night with Seth Meyers on next Wednesday. So this will be his first time back on the show since he left the host chair in February of 2009. So if you're a Conan fan, check that out. The documentary John Candy, I Like Me will hit Prime Video on October 10th. It was directed by Tom Hanks' son, Colin Hanks, produced by Ryan Reynolds.
So
I'm excited for this.
So a John Candy documentary. And you know, thinking about it, there has been no.
I know.
There are documentaries about everybody.
And
there's been no John Candy documentary.
It's really wild, but I'm very excited. His son has been posting a lot about it. He's really,
Is
their
he really
family's excited
jacked?
about it. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds says it's a heartfelt tribute to the legendary Canadian icon with stories and memories from John Candy's family, closest friends, and longtime collaborators. So
and
October
Colin
10th.
Hanks will be directing it.
Yes.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's good.
Prime Video, October 10th. Forbes has released their 2025 list of the country's 100 richest self-made women, identifying the 16 celebrities who most people would know. However, topping the list, Diane Hendricks, who chairs ABC Supply. She's one of the largest wholesale distributors of roofing, siding, and windows in the U.S. She's worth $22.3 billion, followed by Judy Faulkner, who is a healthcare software provider and person who codes. And then the third highest paid self-made woman in America, Marion Illich and family, Little Caesars Pizza.
Oh.
$6.9 billion. But as far as the 16 celebrities who made the cut, Oprah is topping the list, $3.1 billion, followed by Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Madonna at $850 million. So kind of a cool list of women.
Poor.
I know.
800 million, huh?
I was looking at that list actually. So Rihanna is she's $1 billion in her net worth. Madonna, 850. And I was thinking about like Beyonce, Selena Gomez, Celine Dion, all these women that are below the billion mark, but still have hundreds of millions of dollars. And are they disappointed? When do billionaires and millionaires start to go like real greedy? You know,
usually you get to that level because you're a competitive person.
right.
Yeah.
And you see everything almost as a competition. And I'll bet you in that little rich people circle, they know who's number one and what everybody's worth.
What they need to strive for.
Yeah, they're competitive people.
And it probably also, I don't know what Selena likes, but maybe she's like, whenever I'm not filming or doing music, I'd rather enjoy a little time to see the world, do things, and
right.
not
That's
just
how I would be.
battling.
They talk about like Elon Musk has lost a lot of sales with Tesla. And I'm like, this dude's worth so much money. I don't know if it sounds like he does care because he's getting back into it. But it's like, I don't know if I would. When you have billions of dollars already, like, you're fine. You're going to be fine for the rest of your life. I mean, are they though? I just don't understand that mindset.
I don't know. And a lot of these, these celebrities it's not they've made their money off music, the side businesses.
Right.
Rihanna's got that Fenty
makeup line.
Makeup line. It's huge.
It's massive, and it's a great makeup line. Moving into movie news, the first trailer for Wicked for Good is out. Here's a short little edit for radio. It's going to be hitting theaters on November 21st.
Oh, so that was there's a double Wicked movie?
They filmed both of them at the same time.
I can't wait for these two to be back in the news going around.
Oh, yeah. It's not over, pal. You got another year of
just when
this.
I thought it was over. We got those two insufferable people going around holding each other's hands. Oh, God.
Here we go.
The Wicked Witch can't elude us forever. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
We know what's happening.
November 21st, Wicked fans. Jason Momoa and Andy Samberg are teaming up for a brand new action comedy that has landed on Netflix after a highly competitive situation, according to Deadline. Plot details were kept under wraps, but reportedly it's set to be in Jason's home state of Hawaii, and fellow Saturday Night alums Rob Klein and John Solomon are writing on the script. No director is attached to the film yet. But Andy Samberg's party over here and Jason Momoa's On the Roam will produce.
Jeff's asking, wasn't Little Caesars founded by a guy? I'm pretty sure he paid Rosa Parks rent and electric bill for like 10 years, which is true up in Detroit, but he passed away. So I'm sure the fortune has then.
But these are self-made. So do you think that is under the umbrella of passing the wealth through family?
Possibly, or
maybe it was
a company acquired it or something?
No, I don't know. Little Caesars guy, he passed away not too long ago.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, him and Little Debbie both passed away.
Octavia Spencer will star again in Ma 2, the sequel to the 2019 film. It's become kind of a phenomenon since its release. So this was the film where a group of high schoolers, they found a older friend and Sue Ann Ellington, a lonesome veterinarian and devoted party animal. So she's like drinking with the kids, having them over. They call her Ma affectionately. And then things get bloody once their relationship starts to sour. I never watched Ma, but I did hear that it was great.
Cool mom.
Cool mom, definitely. So Jason Blum, CEO of Blumhouse, says Ma likes to say, "Don't make me drink alone." So we're thrilled to have Octavia back to join us for a second round. And so there's been no release date or anything, but Ma 2 sequel in the works. Sad news in Dakota Johnson land. She and Chris Martin have ended their nearly 8-year on and off relationship. And I am feeling a little tender because I feel like we're going to get an announcement here in the next couple of months that because she did this rom-com with Pedro Pascal, that Dakota Johnson is possibly going to have fallen in love with that man. And we're all going to be devastated. So
You don't like her.
I just find her incredibly bland. We were talking about her yesterday. You know, she's the daughter of Don Johnson.
All right, let's bring her
Melanie
in.
Griffith. Am I jealous? Of course. Of course I am. So anyway, they're on the splits. In The Outsiders, Patrick Swayze was just one several up-and-coming studs in the cast that had everybody in it. And here is Rob Lowe talking about what Patrick Swayze had to do when he was standing next to all of these actors because of his height.
I saw this picture and I never noticed this little Easter egg in the picture.
Yeah.
Here's Rob Lowe.
There's another sort of group shot of us that became the group shot. We're standing in an alley. And if you look at it really closely, Swayze's standing on a platform of bricks that he's built for himself.
No way. So he can...
Yeah, be taller. It's the famous black and white photo of all of us standing in the alley. And I always like, whenever, you know, if I'm walking out and people go, "Hey, will you sign this?" And it's that photo, I always circle the bricks.
Yeah. I never... Did you see it?
No, I'm not.
I know
Look
what
at the
you're
picture.
talking
It's
about.
a famous picture of it's Tom Cruise, it's Kevin Dillon,
Yeah.
it's Patrick Swayze, it's Ralph Macchio,
Fine.
C. Thomas Howell, and then Patrick Swayze standing in the back. And if you look at their feet, he's standing on bricks.
So cute.
That is
Genius.
That is genius. He was 5'10", Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
And finally, exciting news for Nintendo Switch 2 fans. Today is the big day. It's released to the public. If you didn't pre-order one, you're still interested in getting your hands on one. Some big stores like Walmart and GameStop have confirmed some inventory that they're selling both in-store and online. Once retailers are sold out, though, you're going to have to wait for it to get restocked or try the secondary market. And these things are already $450. They're going for something like $850 for, the scalpers. So I was looking at the specs because I'm not a Nintendo Switch person. Like, do you know why this is such a big deal? People are excited.
Because it's been a while since the first one came out. It's just another thing. I mean,
Yeah,
Right.
and I'm sure that the quality, because I think now they're going to also have a ton more games.
listen, I don't know. The
GTA
first
and
one
all
was
that.
cool.
There's a game chat. There's new game library, backward compatibility, faster loading speeds, 4K output, new features like upgrades to 3D spatial sound, improved audio quality, and a support for a micro SD express card.
Sure.
So the nerds are excited.
I think there's just a subgenre of people that whatever the new system is, they have to have it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's
that's
out.
probably who's freaking out about it.
I do want to say RIP to my bedroom television. Crapped out last night.
Did you take the gun to it?
I mean, it just won't work anymore.
Okay.
And I was very upset at first, but then I realized that we got that TV back in 2007.
Wow. That's a good run.
That's a good run. My dad got us that TV when we moved into our first house
Oh.
in South City.
Are you sentimental? Will you keep it because of that?
I'm sentimental because I remember him doing a lot of research. He wanted to get us a flat screen TV.
Yeah.
And he did all this research, got us a TV, was very proud to give us our first flat screen TV for the living room. Remember, it was considered a flat screen TV.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to make sure we had the best one, and it was a 48-inch TV back in
great.
2007, and it crapped out last night. And I don't know how much he spent on it. Probably a lot.
Yeah, for that time.
In 07. So that's a great run for a TV. It was the Toshiba.
Toshiba.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm like, I got a new TV now. And I'm looking at like 55-inch, 60-inch TVs.
Woo-wee. You're going to be amazed by what quality is
and,
now.
And I'm looking, and they're like $300.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like Costco's got great deals on TVs.
Dude, he's going to
$300.
lose it. You're going to lose it when you
Yeah.
see a new TV.
You're going to see things like you've never seen before,
Well, I have a
what they
nice
really
TV
look
in my basement,
but not in the bedroom.
70-inch,
Lights
I
out.
was listening to a podcast about this guy who's a hermit, and he got famous because he ended up measuring the snow in the mountains but he stopped watching TV in like 1965, and then he decided to start watching movies again in like the late 80s, and it was almost more than his brain could handle. And that's going to be you standing in and now he's addicted to rom-coms. He has 2,000 DVDs and he only watches rom-coms.
Yeah,
That's
314
going to be you, dude.
on the texters. I got our 42-inch flat screen Samsung in 07. Paid $1,200 for it.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Doggone.
6 inches bigger. I don't know how much he paid for it back in 07. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Those were
cool.
so cool because, man, I still had a tube TV at that point. And I really wanted one of those, but I'm like,
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
No way.
to the Toshiba TV that Dennis Rizzuto got us when we moved into our South City apartment.
Very good run. And that's your crap on celebrities.
All right, celebrities celebrating a birthday today. Carrie Underwood's hockey husband, Mike Fisher, is 45. He last played for the Nashville Predators before he retired in 2018. Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy is 46. Nick Kroll, star of the Netflix adult animation sitcom Big Mouth, is 47. Happy birthday, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, really?
I'm 54 today.
Call your mother.
Brian McKnight, R&B superstar, is 56. Ron Livingston, superstar of two bona fide cult classics. He is Peter Gibbons in Office Space. He is Rob in Swingers. Also one of Carrie's boyfriends on Sex and the City. He broke up with her on a Post-it. Ron Livingston is 58. Jeff Garland, the dad from Goldberg's, also Larry David's manager Jeff on Curb Your Enthusiasm, is 63. Kenny, Mother F&G, is 69. And Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, is 84 today. Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Anna Nova. And today's birthday girl has been in 372 fine films, including Absolute Ass 4, Babes in Pornland 19, Bikini Babes, Big Boob Bonanza, The Big Butt Neighbor, Creamy Filling 3, The Dark Side of Town, If It Ain't Black, Take It Back 4, When Cougars Attack 1, and Who Could Forget a Roll. In 2004's and Scott's favorite, So Many White Women, So Little Time.
that's right.
Anna Nova is 50 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We will come back, and we will play Take 5. That's right, Take 5. So, we've got Pierce the Veil tickets, we got Jeremy Piven tickets, we got Incubus tickets, and we got Lumineers tickets. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to get you on the phone. We're going to spin the wheel. The wheel will decide who is playing the game. Is it me? Is it Lern? Is it King Scott?
Yes.
You guys on the phone, Rafe will give you 3 different questions.
Correct.
And you will answer 3 different times. It's just one-word answers. We will take the RizzShow member out of isolation. Rafe will ask us the same 3 questions. And if we match 2 of the 3 answers, you win your choice of prizes.
In 5 tries.
In 5 tries. That is correct.
That's why it's called Take 5.
All right.
Simple as that. And do we do, it's best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3.
So, for instance, if I would ask you to name a vegetable, they would say maybe broccoli. I would take you out of isolation. I would say, Riz, name a vegetable.
I'll say carrots.
Wrong.
Tomato.
Wrong.
Zucchini.
Also wrong. 2 more tries.
Peas.
Wrong.
Broccoli.
Winner.
Whoa.
There we go. It's that easy, guys.
All right, you want to play 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. Take 5 is next. Just you want some neato facts, guys? Some neato facts on a gloomy Thursday morning?
Yes.
So these are surprising facts that everyone should know, and people are sharing their biggest. How does not everyone know this fact? So here we go. Did you know that green peppers are just unripe red peppers?
Yeah.
No.
I did know that.
Okay.
What are yellow?
Don't ask questions.
Don't ask
No
Okay, I'm sorry,
questions.
sorry.
Jalapenos and chipotles are the same pepper. Chipotles are simply smoked jalapenos. How about that?
Whoa.
Butterflies have 4 wings, not 2. They have 2 pairs, one on the front, one on the back. There are 4 quarts in a gallon because each quart is a quarter of a gallon. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. Credit card numbers always give away the card type. Like a Visa card starts with a 4.
Yeah.
MasterCard with a
5.
Amex with a
2.
wrong 3.
Damn it.
Discover with a
1.
6.
Shoot. I knew the Visa and MasterCard from a previous job I had. They give you a credit card number over the phone.
Technology's changed on websites where it automatically tells you, it's like, ooh, you're using a Visa.
Cows only make milk after having a baby. They don't just make milk all the time. Microwave tip here, place your food off center. It'll heat more evenly than if it's right in the middle.
Oh.
I'll be darned.
Good call.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. I don't know why I do it, but I do it.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
I've been doing the right thing inadvertently. I always thought since it was spinning that there was some sort of logic to that.
Well, the light's over here.
Flammable and inflammable mean the same thing. Both can catch fire.
Why isn't it flammable? I've always had a hard time with flammable. Stupid.
You're right. That's a great. I like
Let
your
me
question.
see here. Oh, plants can emit tiny screams at certain frequencies when they're stressed or damaged.
I read that, and I feel terrible.
And they listen. They like classical music,
when you're cutting your roses.
and they get to know who you are. By the way,
When cleaning with spray disinfectant, let it sit for a couple minutes. If you wipe it away immediately, it's not going to kill germs properly. Blood is always red, even in your veins. It just looks blue because of how light passes through your skin.
Interesting. Well, can you explain bleeding blue then in this city? I think not.
I don't know.
yeah, I see those advertisements everywhere.
Undercover cops don't have to tell you they're cops.
Dang
You
it.
a cop, man?
Nah, man.
Not everyone has an internal monologue.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I
You're lucky.
listened to a podcast about this, but that's wild to me.
Not everyone has an internal monologue.
So those people that get straight A's and they can focus in class or something.
Some people think in pictures or concepts instead of words. I don't know. And the egg yolk doesn't turn into the chicken.
My sister-in-law doesn't have it. We've had this
Oh, an internal
conversation.
monologue?
And just to put that out there, and she just says she does not have what I would call thoughts, which is crazy. She just says she does not have, like, she doesn't hear a voice when she's thinking about things. She's like, I either say them out loud or they're not in there.
What?
Whoa.
I didn't know that was.
That's
a
wild.
name.
Yeah. And the egg yolk doesn't turn into a chicken. The yolk feeds the developing chick. The chick comes from a tiny white spot called the germinal disc. There you go. Put that stuff in your pocket.
4 letters. N-E-A-T.
Very cool.
Neat.
That was neat.
Okay, that's it. We're going to play Take 5. And today's contest is sponsored by...
Yes, CarStar, your auto body expert. Hail damage? See them at carstar.com. Locally owned with nationwide guarantee. See carstar.com for a location near you.
All right, so we got Pierce the Veil tickets, we got Jeremy Piven tickets, we got Incubus tickets, and we got tickets to go see the Lumineers. So we'll get you on the phone. We'll then spin the great wheel, which I have up here. On the wheel is my name, Lern's name, and King Scott's name. Rafe will then ask... Well, we'll put the RizzShow member in isolation. Rafe will ask our contestant on the phone 3 questions, get the answers. We'll come out of isolation. Rafe will then ask us the same questions. 5 chances to match the answer. 2 out of 3 matches. You win your choice of prizes. All right, let's go to the phone. Ryan in Alton. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning.
All right, Ryan, I'm going to spin the great wheel here, and let's see who your teammate will be. Round and round she goes, and it's going to be King Scott in
right.
isolation first.
Okay.
So, King Scott, here you go.
I'm going to be isolation.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so, King Scott, let me put you in isolation here. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to give you some good music. All right, Rafe, let us begin Take 5.
Take 5. What was the caller's name? I missed it.
It's Ryan.
Ryan. All right, Ryan, are you ready, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Number 1. Name a vacation activity that sounds like a sex move.
Oh, snorkeling.
Great answer. Number 2. Name a public place you might fall asleep.
In school.
Good answer. And finally, name a cartoon that's geared for adult audiences. Not necessarily dirty, but just the humor is for adults.
Family Guy.
Family Guy. Okay, that is a good answer. I feel good about these picks.
He would say South Park first, but
Yeah, I should have said South Park.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it'll be.
5 chances
He'll
at
get
this.
there. He'll get there.
I feel good about this.
Let's take Scott at isolation. All right, Scott.
Okay. Man, that's a great song.
I played him the Doobie Brothers. What a fool believes.
I was listening to Doobie Brothers all day yesterday.
I'm going to listen to it
How about
today.
that?
That's odd. Like, I went down a rabbit hole of Doobie because they started their tour
Doobie Doobie Doo.
yesterday, which will be here this summer.
All right, Scott, you're playing with Ryan. Let's go.
King Scott,
Yes, sir.
name a vacation activity that sounds like a sex move.
Going down the slope.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, this one's really
This is
tough.
a tough question.
Think of what things are called. Like going down a slope is too explanatory.
Wait,
Just
say
one
the
word.
question again.
Name a vacation activity that sounds like a sex move.
Boy. Hiking.
2.
Okay. Climbing.
Not gonna get this.
Spelunking.
Very good.
See,
Last one.
Cave diving.
Oh, but that's good.
Is that spelunking?
Right.
It's
The
snorkeling.
same thing.
Snorkeling.
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 What did you have in mind with this question? You had an answer.
I had snorkeling, tubing, banana boating, paragliding, zip lining, all of these
Skiing.
things. Skiing.
don't know why I
Spelunking
said
was a great
skiing.
one.
Skiing would be good. All right, 0 for 1.
All right, sorry about
He
that,
gave the
Ryan.
number 1 answer, snorkeling. I thought that would be the one everyone would go to. It sounds very dirty to me.
Okay, next.
All right, got to sweep out. King Scott, a public place that you might fall asleep.
Church. School.
Bing.
All right.
Ding.
Yeah.
Good.
And it comes down to this.
King Scott, name a cartoon for adult audiences. And what I mean by that is not necessarily dirty, but just a cartoon where the humor is geared for adults.
Simpsons.
Wrong.
South Park.
Wrong.
King of the Hill.
Wrong.
Oh, Family Guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Very good.
All right, Ryan, congratulations. You win. Hang on 1 second, okay? All right.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Took it down to the wire there.
Yeah,
on the
that
last
got
one.
me nervous. I thought I
All
was gonna
right,
pick
let's
something
go
really
to
weird.
Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
All right, good morning, Kevin. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see who you're going to play with. Round and round she goes, and it's going to be King Scott once again.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Doggone it.
King, back in isolation, please.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a new song, okay? Nope. We're going to go with,
A little different.
no. Okay, good. Let's go.
All right, Kevin. Good luck, man. Kevin, name a smell you either love or...
It got disconnected.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yes.
Kevin, again, name a smell you either love or hate.
Gasoline.
Okay. A TV show where someone is always yelling. A TV show where someone is always yelling.
Jerry Springer.
Okay, good answer. And finally, name a common irrational fear.
Spiders.
Spider.
I think you're going to be all right here.
I think you might be okay
All
here.
right.
All right, King Scott, are you ready?
I'm
Let's
ready
go.
spaghettis.
King Scott, name a smell you either love or hate.
A burp.
No.
I don't know. Either love or hate. A fart. Roses.
3,
Bananas.
4,
Pizza.
5. Gas.
Gasoline.
Gasoline.
Okay, that's
Oh for 1.
Gasoline. Number 1, that was the first thing I wrote down. I said gasoline, nail polish remover, sunscreen, patchouli. All right.
Well,
You got this one, though. Sweep out. You did it last time. You can do it again. Name a TV show where someone's always yelling.
Family Guy.
No.
Let's think here. Oh, geez. I mean, Simpsons.
No.
Okay. The Roseanne Show.
No.
Okay.
The Roseanne Show.
That's
The
3.
Roseanne
What's one
Show.
where they're yelling all the time? Is there any
Show where there's always yelling.
Television show where they're always yelling.
Breaking Bad?
Nope.
Okay.
And final 1.
Jeez. What's the grouchy guy on the chair?
All in the Family.
All in the Family.
Okay, no.
Sorry, Kevin.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
Kevin said Jerry Springer.
Oh, that is it.
Had
All right,
in
just
mind.
final 1. Just give it the final 1.
Sorry.
Name a common irrational fear.
Spiders.
Yes.
All right. Well, Kevin, congratulations for the consolation prize of getting one right.
All right, John. Are you there?
Would have accepted Always
sir.
Sunny,
Happy birthday, Riz.
Thanks,
Hell's
buddy.
Kitchen.
No sexy talk.
Sorry, that was for Rafe.
All right, spinning the wheel. Here we go. And it's King Scott again. Damn it.
All right, already winning.
Okay. All right, Scott back in isolation.
Oh, boy. Doing great now.
Okay.
Maybe take him off the wheel after this.
I
spin.
may. All right. Okay. Here we go.
All right. First
Ooh,
one.
yeah.
A sport you can play drunk.
A sport you can play what?
Drunk.
Oh, pickleball.
Pickleball.
What?
Okay.
No, you can't.
I don't know.
Listen, you can play any sport drunk, but
I mean, I would go bowling.
I would
but-
go bowling or darts.
Okay.
Well, you can't change your answer.
Bowling darts. Bowling darts, pool, golf was one I had in mind, but you never know. It's King Scott. Could be anything. He might say bananas.
Yeah.
Name a famous fictional professor.
Oh, my gosh. Can you guys help me?
Wow.
Think X-Men.
Oh, yeah, Professor X.
Oh, yeah, Professor X.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about everyone helping, but that's
Okay.
fine.
That's fine.
Something you'd hide if your mom showed up unannounced.
Oh, dirty magazines.
Will we accept porn?
Well, except dirty
Yeah.
mags or
Porn, that's-
pornography.
I just didn't know if I could say that.
That's nice of you to think of that.
That's very nice.
Dirty magazines or porn. We will accept. Okay. That's
Had a
good.
problem with professors, porn right at the tip of the brain.
All
nice
right.
to know.
Scott,
All right.
here we go. You are playing for John. Let's go.
All right,
John.
King Scott for John. Name a sport you can play drunk.
Softball. Bowling.
2,
Darts.
3,
Baseball.
4,
Football.
5.
No.
He said pickleball.
Pickleball.
Which
That's
I don't
very
know.
true.
Bowling, great answer. Darts, great answer. Cornhole, pool, golf. Also great
Okay, here we
answers.
go.
Scott, name a famous fictional professor.
Oh, geez. The Nutty Professor.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, this one's tough. Dexter.
Nope.
Famous fake professor. Gosh, I don't. Who would be a good fictional
I
professor?
did not think this question was going to baffle everyone, but it has.
Yeah, my brain is.
He had a problem with it too.
Let me think here. I'll say Mr. Belding. I know he's
3.
not a professor.
That's,
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. Counts.
That counts.
Mr. Belding
He's an
was a-
educator. You know,
He's
an
a
educator.
teacher, professor,
Two more
interchangeable.
chances.
Just throw 2 out there. You're never going to get it.
the. I can't say her name, but the teacher from South.
No.
Okay.
And Mr. Garrison.
No.
No.
Oh, Mr. Garrison.
Professor X. from
Professor
X-Men.
X, number 1 answer. Would have accepted Professor Snape, Professor Plum.
Oh, those are also professors.
Okay, you're off the wheel, Scott.
Nutty Professor wasn't bad.
Yeah, I
You're
got
off
kicked
the-
off.
you're
'cause
off the
I missed
wheel.
it.
You want to do the last one just
Sure,
for fun?
please.
Scott's, what's something you'd hide if your mom showed up unannounced?
Drugs.
No.
Good guess.
Naughty magazines.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect
See,
answer.
man, if we could just get, if it was just matched the last one, you guys would be killing it.
All right. Melissa. Hello, Melissa.
Happy birthday, Lern. I'm back for redemption today.
Okay,
All right,
look
you
at
got a
her.
happy birthday. Okay,
good.
I'm going to spin the wheel, and it's either Lern or myself. Okay, hang on 1 second. Get the wheel up here. And who's it going to be? It's going to be me.
Yay.
Okay, let me put myself on isolation.
There he
and
goes.
Melissa's going to play.
All right, Melissa. We have Riz in isolation as
There we
of
go.
right now. Okay, go ahead, Rafe.
All right, Melissa. Name a movie with food in the title.
Oh my gosh, food in the
Any food in the title, yes.
any food in the title. There's that one that Seth Rogen did with the hot dogs.
Sausage
What is
Party?
that called? Sausage Party. There you go.
Okay, I'm going to allow it because I need this to move.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job. A celebrity who goes by one name.
No, that's two names. I was going to say Carrot Top, but that's two names, right?
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
Think musicians.
Musician. Musician. Oh my God! Everybody keeps thinking of their last names.
Now, last name
Or
is
the
fine
first
as long
and
as
last
it's
name.
one name.
Yeah.
Reba.
Okay.
Reba.
I like that answer. I don't know if Riz...
Your soul animal.
I'm not mad about it. I don't know if it's going to win for you, but I'm not mad about it. And finally, something
only
you
one
would
came in.
find in a hoarder's house.
Trash.
Trash.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Oh, believe me, I've watched Hoarders so many times. Yeah. And my son is named after Professor X. So
That's cool.
That last guy.
Xavier?
Cool name, Professor.
His name is
Yes,
Professor.
Xavier.
Nice.
All
All right.
right.
Hang on the line, Melissa. Here we go.
Okay.
Hang on the line and let's see how
Took a
we
while.
do. It did take a while, and
It's only 3 questions.
Well,
one-word answers.
You better
Let's
get
go.
it right. Let's go.
Let's
Scott
go.
Rizzuto.
Let's go, you.
Let's go. Okay.
Scott Rizzuto, name a movie with a food in the title.
Fast Food Nation.
No.
With a food in the title. Food in the title.
Go fruits and veggies.
Do anything.
Do any. Just. That's not a clue for her answer, but.
With a food in the title. It's a tough one. I'm going
Yeah.
through my Rolodex
Right.
of movies.
Bless ye. Bless ye.
With a fruit or veggie.
Well,
Well, I mean, it just.
I'm just trying to get your brain lubed.
Could be anything.
Yeah.
Could be a sweet.
Like, think about foods you eat. You specifically.
Could be
Think
The
of,
Italian Job.
all right. Well, no, we'll take it though. Technically, you're right.
You could eat an Italian.
There's more than you think. I did not think.
Clyde with a chance of meatballs.
Yeah, great answer, but no.
No, that's not it. But you're on the right path.
Great answer, but no.
You're in the vicinity.
Oh, I thought I had it.
No, but you are, dude. You're in the hallway. You're walking down. You're about
Yeah.
to open the door.
yeah.
You are at
2 more.
the shop.
I'm there. Okay, I'm opening up the door. And
we're
there's
inside.
spaghetti in there. And there's spaghetti in here. There's pasta.
There's meatballs.
There's meatballs. There's
Yeah.
What else is in
Hey,
there?
there's Meatball's cousin.
ratatouille.
No.
No, but good answer.
Yeah, rats are yummy.
Still in the vicinity. You're still there.
One more.
One
Yeah.
more. You're in the right vicinity. You're in the right genre now.
Yeah, you're in the right section of schnooks.
Wait, where's my help whenever what's going on? It's not fair.
Well, I don't want to get yelled at. When Sammy says,
Okay.
Last answer. Gonna need something from Riz.
We're at the counter.
We're at the counter. Okay, we're at the counter at Schnucks. And we're getting deli meats. And
then we're gonna need some kind of answer in 10 seconds.
We're getting deli meats, and it's ham. We're getting ham. Are we getting ham?
Is there a ham movie? We don't know.
Are we getting bologna, baby? Are we getting salami?
Billy Baloney.
I don't know. What is it?
Sausage Party.
Yeah.
Sausage Party would have
That's a hard
accepted chocolate. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. American Pie.
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Fried green tomatoes.
Okay, you're right.
We would have accepted any of those. I didn't think that'd be a stumper, but it was.
These are hard today, right?
All right. Well,
Okay.
I'm a piece of trash. Here we go.
Nobody said that.
I'm saying it.
Let's go. Come on, next
Now,
one.
try this. Name this. Please. Name a celebrity who goes by one name.
Cher.
No.
No.
The Rock.
No.
No.
Madonna.
No.
Prince.
No.
All good answers.
Yeah, think about it.
Perfect
Ozzy.
answers.
No. She said Reba.
Reba.
Which is technically not wrong.
Nope.
But you say Reba McEntire. I mean,
Some
we all
people
know who
do.
you're
It's either
talking about.
Madonna
We say
or Elvis,
Reba.
right?
She's not wrong. Reba's a good one.
Cher, the Prince.
I think there's some more like Elvis. There's some other iconic. That would have been a more common answer. And just for fun, something you'd find in a hoarder's home.
Magazines.
No.
No.
Rats.
No.
Dead cats.
No.
Oh, God, no.
All good answers, by the way.
Perfect answers.
I mean, these are true, yes.
So far, killing it.
Cockroaches.
No, but good. Great answer.
And I love hoarders.
She did too.
This show's number 1 in hoarders.
Yep.
Anything. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even count.
Yeah, you
Just say
can say anything.
something.
What's in your brain right now?
Got it.
It doesn't even count.
got
You
it.
already hung up on her.
Clothing.
No.
No.
Trash.
Rafe gave you a hint.
She said trash. I tried to give a hint.
Learn your plan. This is it.
Learn's in.
Last round.
Good.
All right, let's get a winner, you guys.
Last round.
Okay.
Jared, hello.
Hey guys, how are you?
This is terrible today. Here we go.
Hey, we got one.
No, you didn't.
We did get one.
We got one. Okay, fine. Okay, let's
All
go.
right. Who I got here? Jared?
Jared.
All right, Jared. Let's end on a winner, bud.
I hope so, man.
Besides cash, give me a slang term for money.
Moolah.
Moolah.
Okay. I don't know how that's going to go. Maybe. I hope.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. Not bad. We could get there in 5. All right. Next, movie character with a British accent.
Harry Potter.
Nice.
Okay. Let me write that down real quick. I'm trying to write it out of her sphere of being able to see. Apologies there. And finally, a fictional place people wish was real.
Oh, that's a tough one.
A fictional place people wish was real.
I would say Narnia, but what's the place under the sea? I'm drawing a blank on it.
Atlantis.
Atlantis?
Atlantis. Yes, thank you.
Atlantis over Narnia. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Here
hope
we
we get
go.
it in 2. All right, here we go.
That's good.
All right. Bring Learn out of isolation. Here we go.
Learns out of ice, so
Let's go.
turn this thing around. Show them these
got
questions
it.
are perfect, and I'm a perfect human.
Okay.
Learn, besides cash, give me a slang term for money.
Cheese. Making it rain. Slang term for cash.
Yeah.
Benjamins. Hundo. Cheddar.
Oh, great answer. Oh, these are all great
great
answers.
And cash. Slang term for cash. Dollar bill, y'all.
Great. He said moolah.
Oh, moolah. See, I think of the shrine.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Learn,
What?
name a movie character with a British accent.
British.
British
Oh,
accent.
British.
Fine-
Who's
famous.
talking British?
Talking
It has to be an
British.
accent. It's not or is it somebody that's doing an
A
accent?
character.
Could be a British character. It's fine. Just someone has a British.
Harry Potter.
There you go. I did not think that was going to be first. Thought James
Okay.
Bond would be first.
I almost said James Bond.
Didn't think Harry Potter was going to do it. We
Comes
got
out
a
of
shot
this
at
one for Jared.
British sounds like
What?
a fictional place. Name a fictional place people wish was real.
A fictional place that people wish was real. Narnia.
Great answer. Great answer.
Narnia. What fictional place? Where am I going?
Where are we going?
Oz?
Excellent
No,
answer.
okay.
No.
Second excellent answer from you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hang on. a fictional place that we wish was real, like Lost Boy Island.
Okay.
No.
Good answer.
Good one.
Japan.
That's 3.
You're getting closer, by the way. You're in the hallway like Riz was.
Okay, I'm in the hallway of the Lost Boy Island.
Island on the water.
I'm getting wet.
Oh,
Okay, none of that.
No, I'm getting
Riz
wet.
is wet. Riz
I'm
is
wet.
moist.
We're wet.
Riz
We're
is moist.
We're so wet.
Dig deep, girlfriend.
Do I know this place?
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
Under the sea, like Ariel's kingdom, like Little Mermaid's
Oh, my
kingdom.
God.
Which
No,
would be
what?
called what?
no.
Oh!
Come on. Come on.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Last one. Let's go. Let's go.
Lost
let's go.
Kingdom Under the Sea. What would that be?
Oh! Yes, what is it called?
3,
It's called
2,
Don't Count Me Down. It's
1.
called
This longest count.
You only have 18 more seconds.
It's Atlantis.
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 We can't end this way.
I got one more if you want to do one more. I will
Yeah.
say this. He said Narnia first and then changed it. And I was
All
like,
right,
what are you
that's
doing?
it.
Dang it.
This is it.
What are you
But
doing?
Atlantis is.
I'm putting King back on,
Narnia was
on the
number.
wheel.
Yeah.
She said Narnia first. I wrote Narnia first.
Oh, okay.
He said Narnia first. Clearly, Narnia
Justin.
was the
I
answer.
was thinking.
Dang
my
it.
Good morning, Rizzuto Show.
Good
Happy
God,
birthday,
let's
Riz.
get a winner. Please, Rafe, easy ones. Let's go. Spinning the wheel.
Oh, okay.
Lern.
These have not been that hard.
It's the people you have to think about
It's King Scott
normal
again.
common
Give
oh
it,
god.
Give it to King
Jeez,
Scott.
it likes
normal
me.
common things that our idiot butts will say.
Okay.
Atlantis. I'm afraid of the water.
I have no music.
Oh, I need
yet.
to give it to you. Okay. Here we go.
There we go.
Okay. Justin, let's
Yeah.
go.
All right, Justin. Let me see if I can find some easy ones here. Good God. Justin, a food that makes you gassy.
Eggs.
Why is your first instinct not beans?
I don't know. And I'll be
Oh,
honest.
Eggs are fine.
The original question was besides beans. And I took beans out to make it easier. And he still said eggs. So
He
don't
may
put
get-
this on
he may
me.
get there. He may get there. Okay, let's go. Next.
A celebrity who's been arrested.
Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. Okay, I like that.
With Diddy's in the news.
Oh, crap.
Oh, right.
Well, I don't pay attention to
I know.
news.
That's fine.
It is kind of amazing. Like Jerry Springer was an answer. Like what era are we actually in right now?
All right, final one.
A game people cheat at.
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Okay.
We don't
Justin. All right. All right, Scott.
Oh,
Kate.
Let's go. Come on, for the win.
we got it. It's
For the
an
win.
easy one.
For the win. Right.
Okay. Good Lord. Here we go. King Scott.
Yes, sir.
Name a food that makes you gassy.
Let's go with broccoli.
No.
Okay. Let's go with
One.
onions,
No.
No.
Great guessing though.
Good answer.
garlic.
Good answer.
Okay. Foods that make me gassy would also be White Castle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one.
Maybe not you personally,
That
but
was
in the
4.
general zeitgeist. You have one more guess.
Okay. See, where's the hints for me? Is it close to the thing?
You're close. You're
naming
talking about
foods.
farty foods.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing really good.
Just-
Brussels sprouts.
No.
Very good answer.
First, can I just? Okay. Why would you not say beans? There's a.
You know, beans get Big Bean. I don't know who this is. Beans get a bad
beans,
rep.
musical fruit. The more you
There's
eat.
literally a song about it.
There's
That
literally a
is
song about it.
They're just
but
true.
he
Good
didn't
for
say
you.
that. He said eggs.
He said
which
eggs.
didn't matter anyway. Okay, next.
Well,
All right.
Haagen-Dazs.
Haagen-Dazs. Here we go for the sweep. Name a celebrity who's been arrested.
Tim Allen.
No. Good answer.
Nolte.
No.
Great answer.
You're doing great.
Famous mugshot.
Oh, Alice Cooper.
No.
Or not,
Alice
sorry, not Alice.
Cooper.
I meant Ozzy Osbourne, not
Ozzy-
Alice Cooper. Sorry.
No.
No,
Ozzy
we knew
Osbourne.
who you meant. Okay.
No, we didn't.
I knew who you meant. They look the same.
Yeah.
They're both scary white men with black long hair. Fine. Everything's fine.
Weinstein.
No.
Good answer. Not necessarily a celebrity, but
Well, he's
Okay, just give an answer.
I think more famous. think very
Tupac.
No.
Robert Downey Jr.
You said Robert Downey Jr.
Why would you not say Diddy?
Diddy
That's another one.
or Kelly.
I was on the track.
Okay, last
Why are
one.
you
I like
so
how
mad
you
at
want
me?
your
I'm mad at
hypothetical
everybody
answers. I know
today.
you are.
Just to see. I want to see if
I'm
we
mad
have
at
gotten
myself.
any of these. A game people cheat at.
Monopoly.
Very good, Scott.
What? How?
Last
No
one.
beans.
You got the last one.
No
You
Diddy.
did.
This dude could have said poker, says Monopoly. I'm like, no chance at that. First thing Scott says.
Yep.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, that's the most common game you
All
see.
right. Well, thank you all for playing. We had
That's
one
a good
winner.
answer.
All right.
It's a good answer.
Poorly played, everybody. Everybody
Sorry,
should be
everybody
ashamed of
sucks.
themselves
Except for
all
the one I
around,
got
except for the
right.
one guy.
Ryan.
Ryan. Good for you,
One
Ryan.
guy, Ryan, should get to call back and pick another set of tickets based on everyone else's performance.
We got news coming at you next. It's 8:45.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
And your news being sponsored by
Schicker Auto Group, your headquarters for American-made Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeeps, plus a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Shop local. Visit shopschicker.com.
Now, when we were kids, or if we have kids, do you remember telling your kids or being told, hey, we got a long trip, so just in case, just pee before we go?
Yeah.
I'm not stopping, so pee in case, just in case. That's been a popular move before long drives, but apparently it's bad for you. The whole is peeing just in case, that's a bad thing. The New York Times did a story on how using the bathroom when you don't need to isn't the best strategy for things. The term for it is proactive voiding. And if you do it too much, it could train your brain to always think it's time to go. So they talked to a urologist at Penn who said doing it every once in a while is all right. But if you do it a lot, your bladder starts telling your brain you need to pee when you don't really need to. And the average adult's bladder can hold about 2 or 3 cups of urine. 2 for women and 3 for men. But we generally feel the urge to go when it's less than half that full. Just in case pees can bring it down even further to a point where you're constantly making bathroom runs. Going when you don't need can also cause straining, which can weaken your pelvic floor muscles. So that's another reason not to do it. The good news is, if it does ever happen, you could retrain your brain. Another expert dubbed it mind over bladder. So if you think just in case pees have trained you to pee too often, they suggest dealing with it by distracting yourself, do some deep breathing, or talking yourself up like, I can control when I pee.
Great.
I'm in control of when I pee.
I am the master of the house.
I am the master of my bladder.
You're in control.
There you go. We're what, a couple week and change away from Father's Day, when many kids will take to social media to pay tribute to their father for their mentorship. And some may also thank them for advice on body odor.
Oh.
So in a new poll, 70% of people who grew up with a father in their lives said their dad is the one, is one of the greatest mentors of their life. And I could say that about my father. My father was probably the greatest mentor of my life. 17% said their dad is the person they go to the most when they need advice. 25% said their father is the person they call first in a stressful situation when they need help or support. In fact, 29% said they've called their dads for help in the last week. And dads have always been helpful when it comes to self-care, teaching their kids the importance of maintaining their physical and mental health and having a polished look and appearance. Between 25% and 40% of people agree with all that. And of the men who grew up with a dad, 32% say they learned how to tie a tie from him. 29% used their shaving cream when they were young. And 26% used their deodorant. Gross.
Just pull that hair out real quick.
And another 26% said their dad bought them their first deodorant. Maybe because he didn't want you rubbing your gnarly pits all over his. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he was getting sick of it.
He's smart.
Or, okay, yeah, maybe dad loved you and hair, son.
Did your dad teach you how to shave, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
That's fun. You remember that? I mean, because women don't, my mom taught me how to kind of shave my legs, my pits. But I feel like the shaving of the face is one of those rites of passage as a young man with your pop.
I didn't get it.
No?
Maybe it's from a family of no facial hair. It's like, this is a lesson you will not need.
You're hairless.
Yeah.
You're a hairless bunch. I don't know. Was your dad?
Yeah, he had, not really. He had like maybe a little more than me, but not. It was very wiry patch.
Right.
He's one of that kind of guy. He didn't wear ties either. He never tied. Someone else had to teach me to tie a tie.
Oh, he didn't teach you
We
how to
didn't have a
tie
lot of tie occasions, and when we did, my dad did not wear one.
Now, did your dad teach you how to drive?
He did do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
A
Your dad
stick.
taught you how to drive?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of yelling.
Tell me how to ride a motorcycle.
Driving the clutch. A lot of yelling on the back road.
Yeah, my dad taught me how to drive. And with that being said, in a heartbreaking incident, a 64-year-old man lost his life in Laguna Beach. This is in California while giving his 15-year-old daughter a driving lesson. Dude, this is crazy.
Californians.
So the accident described as a tragic incident by authorities happened on Memorial Day in the afternoon in the upper parking lot of a closed grocery store. The dad was in the passenger seat while his daughter, a permit holder, practiced driving. During the lesson, she lost control of the vehicle. The car broke through a fence, fell 40 feet down an embankment, landing upside down on the sidewalk along the Pacific Coast Highway.
Wow.
Golly.
Dad died, daughter, serious injuries. Rushed to the hospital. She is expected to survive.
Oh, my God. She has to feel terrible. Can you imagine?
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, that's terrible.
That is definitely terrible, but I mean, I guess he was teacher. She survived, so he taught her something.
What?
I wonder how many parents have perished from first-time drivers like that when they, like this
In the
story.
car?
Yeah.
I mean,
Terrible.
Horrible.
yeah.
There was a girl in the high school. Was the high school the next town over, but we all knew each other. And they went to like France or somewhere on vacation. She has a twin. They rode tandem bikes, parent kid.
Whoa.
Mom, dad, sister, mom, kid, dad, kid.
Okay.
One of them went over the side of like a cliff, and the twin and the dad died.
Whoa.
Golly.
And the mom and I'm like, how that would be such a crazy.
Well, they were all on the tandem bike?
It's such a I hate saying this, but it's just such a funny vehicle to be on, to perish in the first place. And then
Wait, so a 4-person tandem bike?
no, it was a two tandem bikes.
Okay.
A parent, a kid on each bike.
Okay.
Dad and twin sister go off cliff, pass away.
Because I've never seen a 4-person tandem bike.
But the other people are on the tandem bike beside them when it happens on vacation.
Oh, my God.
Holy smokes.
The four-person tandem bikes exist down at the landing. They used to, where you could ride them up and
really?
down. Yeah. But it wasn't in a line. It was like almost like a little car, like a Flintstones car. And you all pedaled.
Oh, that was, where you going?
It had a little roof. It was cool.
The boardwalks.
That's terrifying.
Has anyone died on those pedal bars? That seems like that would just happen.
Oh, I've always wanted to go on one of those where you pedal while you drink.
I mean, there's
We were in
wrecks every
Nashville
once
and we
in a
saw that.
Yeah.
Like the bartender's in the middle and all the passengers are paddling.
It's just one of those traumatic
Pedaling.
things, something traumatic like that. Whether you're giving a driving lesson, like that's just something like, that's probably hard to recover from, man.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever recover from
I'm sure
killing
this
your
girl
father
did
during a
not.
driving lesson.
Same thing, like,
She's never going to want to drive ever again.
Never.
imagine being scared of tandem bicycles
Right.
and an irrational fear because you saw your father and your twin sister go over a cliff.
Gosh.
What happened? How do you go over a cliff?
I don't know. This all became like lore, but I mean, the girl did exist. It was a real thing that happened, but it's all, you get the story passed on from cousins and be like, "Yo, don't talk to Brittany about this. This is crazy." But it would just be a wild thing.
Yeah, I feel so bad for this girl.
Yeah, me too.
What a horrible, horrible accident.
And also, I mean, that's what every parent flashes in their mind before they start taking their 15-year-old kid out to go driving. You go, okay, they've never done this before. They have no idea.
Yeah,
You
I've had to grab the wheel a couple times.
Right.
But this is also
Whoa, you're too close to the side of the road.
Right. And they accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake.
this is why you also got to get your kid on and go-karts, get them on lawnmowers, get them in golf
Right.
carts where they can at an early age. So
I
they just get used to the
100% agree.
feel of it all.
Man says he's lost, quote, enjoyment of life after he was allegedly injured on a water slide at Disney World. The guy's name is Eugene Strickland. He's seeking at least $50,000 after his 2021 incident at Disney's Blizzard Beach. Eugene said he went airborne during the ride on the downhill double dipper.
Now this one. All right, this
I
is
mean,
to laugh
sometimes
about. This
that's
is-
the best, though, when you go airborne. I mean, it is scary, but hey, you wanted it. You want it, you got it.
You want it, you got it.
He went airborne during the ride on the downhill double dipper. He claims to have suffered permanent catastrophic injuries.
Oh, my.
To what?
The suit added that Eugene suffered serious bodily injury and resulting pain and suffering, disability, scarring, disfigurement, mental anguish, loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life.
Lord.
Man.
The weight limit for the ride is 300 pounds. Eugene was a mouth-watering 334 pounds during the time of the
Ooh,
incident.
daddy. And he went airborne.
We don't know how
Way to
big
go,
he is. He could be
Eugene.
6'9" for all we know.
Oh, well, I'm saying the weight limit.
It's 300 pounds, no matter how much your height is. It's still 300 pounds.
All right.
I'm just saying that's exciting because, you know, like, is the weight limit on there because of how much the structure can take or
Can I see
how
what-
good of a time you're going to have? Because sometimes, like, little kids, like, they'll fly. I mean, they are in the air because they're just.
Yeah, when the DuQuoin State Fair, I used to ride the pirate ship, the Pharaoh's ship, Pharaoh's Tomb. I don't know, they've changed the name over the years, but just the ship that swings back and forth. And if you were little and they just had a bar that came down, you sit in the back or the front. When you'd hit the peak of the pirate ship swinging, you were zero gravity, dude. Your legs were hitting that little bar, and you felt like you were going to slide up out of it. Your knees would hit the bar.
There's video of, you know those metal slides that you get on the potato sacks and you go down?
Yes.
Those are
Oh, I love
brutal.
those.
That somebody slicked one up too much and people were going airborne off
Right.
those.
Yeah, those look like you're definitely breaking.
Can I
bones.
see the downhill double dipper?
Yes, you may.
I exceeded the weight limit on a water
Exhibit
slide,
A, sir.
and I almost died. So here's the thing.
Oh, man, those potato sack slides are the best. I haven't been on one in so long.
The downhill double dipper. Oh, okay. It doesn't seem that bad.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it hurt if you got airborne and hit the finish.
Did he go airborne on top of the slide or whenever he's whenever he's getting ready to crash into the water?
I don't know, but weight limit's 300 pounds. He was mouth-watering 334 pounds.
I do understand like the wedgie dumb that happens on
Why do you
these
keep
water
saying
slides.
mouth-watering, dude? Why are you adding that adjective in?
I'm sorry, you want me to
Are
say
you hungry
succulent?
for succulent man?
Succulent.
A succulent 334
You guys
pounds?
ever gone down a water slide and whenever you get to the pool at the bottom, your bathing suit's falling off?
Well, that's why as a kid you'd hang out at the bottom waiting for the girls to
Happens every time.
have their tops fly off. It happens.
If you haven't had a nipple, just
Yep.
also have a good time on a water slide.
But I saw
You've
my
not
first
lived.
boob at Six Flags.
Well, Wet Willie's, my shorts completely ripped, and had to wrap the thing around me because they were
Oh,
they were
no.
done. That's
took-
the old concrete slides were great.
Went down a water slide, and what's a place over like in Wood River, Splash and Safari? I don't know what it's called. But there was like a water slide with a turn, and I had two kids, and I was already probably over the weight limit. But when we went up on that embankment, man, I just like threw the kids down because I felt my ass cheek come up over the side of the slide. And I'm like, this is it, dude. This is the funniest way you're going to die is you're going to die on a water slide in an embankment turn because you're too fat to be on this slide. And I felt my full cheek go up over the lip that's supposed to be high enough that, like, gravity is supposed to keep you in the slide.
Right.
There's a street there
And
now.
I think those two kids, they were like sandbags I was throwing off of a hot air balloon trying to bring myself back down. But it was touch and go. So if you're over the weight limit on some of these things, I mean, I was 2 pounds away from perishing.
But that's on the Disney people. Like, hey, man,
They let him
yeah.
although nowadays,
Would he have sued if
There
they
was a
wouldn't let him
scale.
on?
If you put a scale on a ride, dude, you're going to get sued so
And
fast.
you're wet, so you're actually heavier, right? Like we're all heavier
Yeah,
when
that's
we're
good.
wet.
I mean, do you say, sir, you're looking a little too hefty.
Looking a little too delicious, sir.
You're looking a little too hefty for this ride. Do you mind stepping on the scale and you do it in front of people and then he's embarrassed? You can't
now
win.
we're suing about
You
this.
can't win.
No, but it's wild that they don't have a way to track when they're coming up the steps or something like that. They have like one that weighs things, so they look like, oh, that guy, we got to ding him. He just passed the limit.
Yeah,
Like
ding
have a
that
spot
guy.
on the floor where only one person can see a scale.
Yeah.
And then they go, excuse me,
And they
sir.
go,
you
excuse
have
me,
to-
sir.
we
We
have to
need
take
to
you
talk
back
to you.
down the
We
stairs.
need to talk to you over here.
Is there anything sadder than a person turning around at the top and going the opposite direction on the stairs?
Yes, I've seen it.
I have too.
I was with somebody that they couldn't fit in the car. Mr. Freeze.
Oh no.
and he couldn't put the thing over.
Yeah. That happened to me on the Batman. I've been there.
And you had a walk of shame.
I left a child behind, and he was scarred for life. I've said that before.
Oh, yeah,
Two college kids were trying to get this thing on me, dude, and they were like heave-hoing at my shoulders. And I like to say it was my shoulders and chest, but it's probably part belly, too. But it wouldn't come down over me. And he's like, I need a little help here, some college kid. And then the two guys were like trying to push it shut and like pushing me into the Batman ride. And I was like, and then finally they were like, we got to roll. And he's like, you're going to have to get off, sir. And I had a little kid with me who was scared. And I was like, hey, I'll be here every step of the way, bud. Everything's going to be fine. And I got off the ride, and he was just looking at me like, are they going to get me off? And the ride took off, dude, with him on it.
Well, you know what happened to that kid? From East St. Louis, he was too big for the Superman ride at one of those places down south and wound up dying because the harness wouldn't fit over him. So, so we'll see what happens with this lawsuit. Jury trial scheduled for 2027.
Okay, we'll stay on it.
We'll keep you posted. All right, that's your news. All right, let's finish out with sports. All right, and it's sponsored by
DraftKings at Casino Queen. Play, stay, dine. Visit DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com for special promotions.
All right, let's talk baseball. If you were hoping to catch the Cardinals-Royals matchup at Busch last night, well, Mother Nature had other plans.
Boo.
Storm swept through the area, washing out last night's game, but don't put away those tickets just yet. Split doubleheader today, guys.
Yeah.
Game 1 starts at 12:45, so we got some day baseball. Game 2, 6:45. If you had tickets for last night, they are valid for the early game today, and you'll also get a voucher for a future weekday game.
That's awesome.
That's pretty nice. Miles Michaelis pitching for the Cards the first game, and Matthew Liberatore second game. This marks the Cardinals' 5th doubleheader of the season. So far, they're split 1, swept 2, and gotten swept once.
They're going to get it today. I know it.
All right, hockey fans, what a game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Edmonton Oilers rallied to beat the Florida Panthers 4-3 in overtime. Leon Draisaitl was the hero, scoring the game winner on the power play with just over a minute left in OT. The Oilers' third period was a statement, outshot Florida 14-2. And even the score after trailing most of the night for the Panthers, Sam Bennett's 2-goal effort was not enough. Game 2 set for Friday. Let's hit the NBA. Starting with a little debate fuel from Shaquille O'Neal. So Shaq revealed his own top 10 greatest NBA players list.
Oh.
He did not put himself on the list.
Wow.
How big of him?
Hey.
And he's very tall. So who did Shaquille O'Neal rank as the #1 all-time best basketball player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Did he, or did he put LeBron?
Wilt or
he won't put LeBron.
Or did he put Kobe?
It would be Kobe before Michael, or it would be Michael.
it's got to be Michael.
He might, out of respect.
Show me Larry Bird.
He would have.
Larry Bird was #7 on Shaquille's list.
Well, where's
All
Wilt
right.
Chamberlain?
Wilt Chamberlain is #6 on Shaq's list.
Where's Scottie Pippen?
Scottie Pippen did not make
Ooh, Magic
Shaq's
Johnson.
top 10. Magic Johnson made #4.
What about, what is the guy's name? His name is like Peace on Earth.
Meta World Peace?
Yeah, Meta World Peace.
Where's he at?
No, Shaq put
It's going to be Michael, Kobe,
Joke?
LeBron.
Joker?
And that would be my guess of the top 3 if I had to guess.
Julius Erving at number 10, Dr. J.
Okay.
He said, Shaq said if he were to put himself on the list, he'd be #10, but he didn't put himself on the list.
That's awesome.
Tim Duncan, #9. Hakeem Olajuwon, #8. Larry Bird, 7. Wilt Chamberlain, 6. Bill Russell, 5. Magic Johnson, 4. LeBron James, 3. Kobe Bryant, 2. And Michael Jordan, #1. Big news from the league office, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver announced that the 2026 NBA All-Star Game will feature a USA versus the world format. Next year's All-Star Game returns to NBC and will line up with the Winter Olympics. It'll be Team USA's best against the top international stars. So a fresh twist inspired by the NHL's Nations Face-Off format. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight. The Oklahoma Thunder, huge favorite against the Indiana Pacers. They're at home. Tip-off, 7:30.
Swing way.
Nope. All right, that is your sports. One final break. We'll come back, and we will wrap it up. That is it for us. Thank you all for tuning in. If you missed anything, make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring, also the podcast, which is brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. And today's podcast is titled
Total Conspiracy Trash of Truth.
Total Conspiracy Trash of Truth.
Yes.
Got it. All right, Scott, what else?
Well, I want to say thank you to Johnny Venus, Moon's drummer, and his wife. They dropped off from their company, Do Re Mi. They gave us some cookies.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you.
Mainly,
and,
I want to say shout out to Malia Venus.
Johnny
because
just
she
delivered
cooked
them.
everything. Yeah.
Johnny just delivered them.
Well, it said he approved it, so that's a big deal.
The fact that
This is
Johnny
all
Venus,
Malia.
Yeah, Malia did everything, and they were so delicious. And we've bought cookies from them before for like different events.
Oh, we've gotten birthday cakes from them.
She is so good.
Not from them, from her.
From her, yes.
She's the brains behind
She
everything.
really is.
That's right. I'd like to thank Venus Flytrap, the character from WKRP
In fact,
Cincinnati.
I want to take back my thank you to Johnny.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I apologize.
It's all Malia.
It's Malia.
I mean,
Johnny gets
Malia
nothing.
Venus.
He gets all the pride for being, a part
Bald.
of Moon's bands and whatnot.
Malia's the real hero of Do Re Mi.
She's the best.
Thank you for the cookies. Learn.
Follow me on socials for all what's going on in my life at Lern versus Radio. Thanks.
Rafe.
I can't stand Johnny Venus, but I love Malia. Thank you for the
We love
cookies.
her.
Thank you. All right, we'll leave you with a selection from our Team Riz Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Riz Show, and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From Lebanon, Illinois, Terry Lampkin
Yes,
is our Team Riz Member of the Day.